feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could take.
Hello, beauties. Well, technically, well, no, today's Wednesday, but it's about to be Thursday, and it's a full moon. So I hope everyone is having a really, really great day/night, wherever you're at. Thank you guys all for being here. Sorry, yesterday was just not a good day for me, so I just rescheduled it for today, and I feel much better today. Sometimes all of seeing people hurt and just so much toxicity, and it's not necessarily the people surrounded around you, but just when you're covering a case and you're covering a really toxic piece of shit. Excuse me, and you guys know who I'm talking about. When you're covering a very toxic person who's hurting so many people surrounded around that you see, it can drain you. And I am an empath. So I feed off of other people's energy and stuff. So it can be tough. So sometimes you just need a break. So I hope you guys all had an amazing day today. Let's see who's in here. Hey, Alberta and Stella, how are you? Hey, X Sparkle, it's good to see you. Hey, Goose. Hey, Kelly, Shayna, Leah, Jersey, Jamie. Hey, buddy. Hey, Kit Kat. Hey, Christy. Hey, Ruby, Nicole, True Crime Connection, Maria Del Sol. Hey, Heather's Haven. It's good to see you as always. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Cats. Hey, Joyful. Hey, is it Lola? Or Lolo? No, I think that's Lola. Hey, Music. Hey, Mrs. Bermudez. It's so good to see you guys. Hey, Crystal. I think I said hey, Crystal already. I might not have. Hey, Suspicious Minds. Who else do we have? Hey, Perfectly Imperfect Susan. Is it Charlie? I probably said that wrong. Hey, Hurst Hill. I probably butchered that, and I'm sorry if I butchered anyone's name. Hey, Autistic Chill. Hey, PLV. Sunflower. Amanda. Happy Camper. Daff84. T Penna. Debbie. Happy Wednesday to all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to try not to make this long. I do want to announce a couple things before we get started. Okay. One thing that I really, really want to make clear, and I don't know why people think this is necessary to say, because if you're watching somebody and it bothers you, then don't watch. I appreciate when people. Okay, hold on. I already went back and came back in. I'll try it again. When did you? I don't know. Can you guys hear me okay? Now I have to do it twice. Oh, okay. Um, but anyway, hey Betty. Hey Mama of Six. It's good to see you. Um, yes, if you don't like something about somebody or something bothers you, please just exit out. There's some things that I can't help. And I appreciate people when they give me compliments, but I think one of my biggest pet peeves is when people give you a compliment, but they have to insert the word but. But I like watching you, but you're cute, but you're gorgeous, but listen, if you're going to give somebody a compliment and you put the word but in there, you might as well not give them the compliment at all. That's just my opinion. And if you do that to me, I'm going to tell you. And there's nothing wrong with critiquing somebody, but you should just be careful with how you do critique people, because you don't know what people go through. You just don't know. So, but negates the compliment. Exactly, it does. So, a couple people have came to me and they're like, I love watching you, but I don't like the way you clear your throat so much. Well, I'm going to be honest with you and tell you, and it would be, I'd probably skip it over if it was just one person, but once it becomes two or three, I'm going to say something. And I have said something to every single person that said this to me. I have allergies and they settle in the back of my throat. Now, sometimes smoking makes it worse. I've been to the doctors about this. It's something that I've always had to deal with ever since I was young. It just settles in the back of my throat. So you'll hear me go, I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm not doing it because I'm nervous. I'm used to going live by now. But it's just something that I've had to deal with since I was very little. So, and no, smoking doesn't help it. And I'm going to quit smoking. I am. It's just not that easy, especially when you have kids and blah, 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 blah. It's not the best habit to have, but it's not the worst either. I'm exactly the same, Teaya. I have allergies 11 months of the year. Yes, mine is, I think when it stops, sometimes it'll stop at a certain time in the wintertime, like you won't ever hear me clear my throat. But for the most part, I do. And I've heard somebody say it's distracting. Okay, well then change the channel. There's a lot of people on YouTube that cover this case, that covers KJ. You can change the channel and go watch them, because that's like saying to somebody, I like listening to you, but your accent bothers me. You can't help that. That's not something that I can help. If I could help it, trust me, I wouldn't do it. But it's just part of me. I've learned to get used to it over the years. And I try my best to mute when I do have to clear my throat a lot. The more I talk, sometimes it gets worse. But you shouldn't do stuff like that, because you don't know what people are suffering with behind closed doors. You shouldn't say those types of things to somebody. And like I said, when you say, if I'm going to say Kara is beautiful, Heather is beautiful, Goose is beautiful, Vicky, and when I tell you guys that you're beautiful, I'm not going to say, well, Crystal, you're beautiful, but you should probably cut your hair because I don't like your hair like that. Well, then you're not going to listen to the beautiful parts. You're going to listen to, why are you telling me to cut my hair? I like my hair like this. This is how I feel beautiful. So when you're talking to somebody, just be careful with the way that you come at them with things, because that's a medical problem that I have to deal with. And you telling me that you can't stand hearing it just it doesn't bother me. It just makes it worse. Like, you're trying to give me a compliment, but then you're saying something like that. Well, then you might as well not say anything at all. Just don't say anything. Just change the channel and go watch somebody else, because that's beyond my control. There's nothing I can do about it. But I do try to mute as much as I can, because I realize it can be annoying. If you think it's annoying to you, imagine how I feel. Okay? It's not easy. I've had people tell me that, I had this one lady tell me that the reason why I clear my throat, it's not medical, but the doctor did say that. But she said the reason why I clear my throat is because I'm an empath and I hold things in too much. And she said I hold in a lot when I'm live, which makes me clear my throat a lot. That could be it too. That could be it too. But the point is that it's beyond my control. And you can't say you enjoy watching somebody, but on the other hand, say something like that and not be respectful about it. If it bothers you that much, no need to say anything, or no need to announce your departure. This isn't an airport. Just go on about your business, and that's okay, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, an empath said that to me before. I try to control it as much as I can, though. That makes sense. I'm an empath as well. Yeah, I had somebody tell me that. She said because I hold in too much when I'm live, and it makes me clear my throat a lot, which that could be possible too, but I still think that my doctor was right as well. Um, I've always had allergies since I was very, very young, and the more I talk, the more it builds up in my throat. And then obviously if I smoke, it makes it worse. Right, exactly. I love to watch you. I love to listen, but I can't stand to listen. That's not a compliment. So just keep it moving. You know what I mean? You just don't know what people suffer with behind closed doors, and you just need to be careful with what you say to people. That's how I feel. Um so one more thing. I am fully aware that Without a Crystal Ball has been going ham and has been saying a lot of horrible, horrible things, and has continued to still do a lot of horrible, horrible things. Her jealousy has officially taken over her body, and it's making her do really malicious, more evil things that she continues to do. And it just gets worse and worse by the day, by the second, because jealousy is a powerful emotion. Therefore, that's who we're going to be talking about tomorrow, because I do look at her as somewhat a cult leader, okay, in my opinion. So we will be talking about that tomorrow. She is disgusting. Can't stand her. And she keeps it up. I swear she's going to have another lawsuit on her hand. That's allegedly, in my opinion. Go ahead and keep it up Without a Crystal Ball. Oh, never mind. Go ahead and keep it up, Katie Joy. Since you want to call everybody else by their real name, keep it up, because I'm telling you right now, you're going to have you are asking for it, because you are defaming people, you're harassing people, and I am just telling you, you better be careful. In my opinion, you're going to have another lawsuit. That's definitely what you should be careful. I wouldn't want another lawsuit if I were you. Okay? And if you think people aren't getting tired of your bullshit, they are, Catherine Paulson. Okay? Okay. All right, hold on 1 second. Okay. You are a disgusting human being, Katie. And your jealousy is showing. You may think that people don't see it. Well, sorry. Everybody can see it. And it's literally taking over you so much to a point where you are doing very defaming, harassing things. And you're trying to get other people to do it, which makes me think that you are like the very same people that you report on. A cult leader. Okay. So, anyways, you guys, I love y'all. I am wanted to discuss this. It's not going to be very long, I promise, because there's only so much you can say really about Dre Mccray and Marvon's relationship. I do think that they did truly love each other. Um, I have seen her Facebook, yes. I'm getting everything together for tomorrow. I've seen a lot of the shit that she has put out. But there's only so much that you can say about their relationship. But what I will say is, and I agree with a lot of the people who say this on a daily basis to their children, to others. I say this to my children all the time, that mama always knows best, and that is the truth. So I'm going to take you back to how Dre and Vaughn met and where the relationship took off. And I want you just to pay attention. Some of you guys may have seen this, some of you guys may not have seen it, but I think it's very important to pay attention to the things that she says. Now, there is a time where she tells two different stories, but I am just going to tell the story that she says on YouTube. Mind you, it will be sped up, and I will be stopping it under fair use for commentary purposes. But I'm going to bring it up. Hold on one second. Okay, one second. Let me share my screen.
How you and what? Wait. Wait. How you and Bonnie met? Oh! Okay, I'll tell you. I love you.
Good Lord. We can only listen to a little bit of this. But this is Dre on a Facebook Live. I'm pretty sure that she's talking about how her and Vaughn met. Now, mind you, there's two different stories, but I'm just going to let you guys listen to this one here on YouTube. I did speed it up a little bit for commentary purposes. But like I said, this is under fair use, and I will be stopping and starting because I have to, unfortunately. But let's continue.
Yes. Give me positive vibes, guys. We met at a club. That's what was going on. Me and Bonnie met at a club, and I was twerking and I was dancing, and then he came in from outside. They met at a club, I know. Yes, and we were dancing, and like his friend, you know how guys are like, ooh, I claim her, like y'all don't talk to her, I'm gonna be up on her tonight, like all stupid, you know, whatever. So then he tried dancing with me like a lot during the night, and I wasn't feeling him. I'm like, oh, bro, like I'm here to have fun, I'm here to dance, like can you take your stink off of me? So I kept trying to avoid him. And then Vonnie, he's like, you know how people have that resting bee face? Like he has like a resting smiling face, like he's always smiling, and I love it. And it was so cute, and he knew how to dance. And I'm like, ooh, because I can work.
Good Lord, you can only take so much listening to her. That laugh is like, no, it is. Her voice is. Sorry, I shouldn't say that if after somebody's talking about me clearing my throat, but it's very hard. Plus, it's sped up, so it makes it worse. But
a little something, something. Like I know how to dance a little bit. So yeah, I kept trying to dance with him, and then like it was just so magical. Like I'm telling you, you guys have no idea. Oh, I was like obsessed already. I was like so obsessed with him already, and he was just like he always would listen to that one song by, what is it called?
How do you become obsessed with somebody that you just dance with and you known for like 5 minutes? I met my boyfriend at a club, and I damn sure didn't become obsessed with him. Actually, it took a lot of work on his part to even get, I don't know, serious. Like, how could you become obsessed with somebody that you just met?
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! What is? Okay, never mind my horrible singing. It goes, I'm a creep, I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing? What song is that? That is what he always looked at himself as, like, now he's the boss. You're going all right, he is. We were really meant to be with each other. What is that song? What is that song? And they got married. Yes. We literally got married 7 months later to the day that we met. Creep. Creep by who? Radiohead. Yes. Yes. Did he propose? No, I did. Well, not really. Okay, so here's the thing. So like growing up, I was like, my mom was a Jehovah's Witness and my dad was.
This is the part I want you guys to specifically listen to, because I do feel that it's important for what we're going to continue to talk about. This is, to me, should have been a red flag right here.
Catholic, and I would go back and forth because my mom let me decide. But I always have felt like, okay, what Jehovah's Witnesses teach is like the truth, like what they say from the Bible, like everything is from the Bible. So I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the right thing. Like, that's right. But I never like committed to being a witness because, you know, we were allowed to choose whatever. But whenever I had met Bonnie, I was like, dude, I really wanted to become a witness, but I can't become a witness if I'm doing the things that I was doing. So I told him, like, we need to, hold on, let me block this idiot. Hold on. Oh, I can't block. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay. Finally. Hide, live, hide. Oh, that's too much work. We're just going to have to ignore the bad comments because that was a lot of work. Wait, what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, yes. So I told him, like, okay, look, this is what I believe. And I really want to get right with God. And I really want to, I know that what we are doing, we can't do that. And I know if we're casually dating, then we're going to end up being intimate. And I don't want to do that anymore. And he was like, no, let's just, we can just date and whatever. And I was like, no, I can't. Like, if we are not going to get married, which was only like 7 months, I said, if we're not going to get married, then we have to cut off all contact completely because I need to do this. Like, I know this is the right way of life for me to live, and I want to become Jehovah's Witness, but you can't have be intimate. So if you're not married, so I was like, you know what, we're getting married or we're done. Like, I can't do this. And so at first he was like, no, but then we were going to meet up at like McDonald's.
So are you it's like me talking to her or whatever. Are you basically saying that you didn't have intercourse with him at all, okay, because you had to wait until you got married? Or is it that you did have intercourse with him, but you weren't going to continue to have intercourse with him until you got married? Because basically what you're doing is that is an ultimatum. That's you telling him basically that you can't continue to have intercourse with him until the two of you get married. And at the end of the day, there are some key points left out here, like how long were you guys dating before you said that? How long did he know initially that you were looking for marriage? Because if that was the case, then you shouldn't have been intimate with him at all. Exactly, happy camper. You're using your religion as an excuse to get married. Look, I have been with my boyfriend for about 7 years. Now, I'm not going to be with him for another 7 years if we're not going to get married. I'm not saying marriage is a huge issue to me, but it is something that I do want eventually. So if I'm not going to have that eventually, then we won't be together. But in the same sense, that's different. You know what I'm saying? In her situation, she used her religion. I'm just saying I'm not getting any younger. He's not getting any younger. And eventually throughout my life, that's something that I do want. I do want to have a husband. And if it's not going to be him, then it'll be somebody else. But regardless, I wouldn't threaten him and with religion and say, look, we have to do this now. This is my religion. And if we're not going to, well, then I'm going to leave. That was more or less a threat. You know what I'm saying? You're threatening somebody to marry you.
For like the one last chance to talk and whatever. So then I told him like all the reasons why, because he was scared to be a father. He's never been a father. And now he's going to jump in and I have 2 kids already. He's so young.
And the fact that you knew he was scared to be a father, the fact that you knew that he was so young, you should be ashamed of yourself for giving him that type of ultimatum, because at the end of the day, he is young and he might, as a 21-year-old, that's all they look at. They have a one-track mind. Most 21-year-olds do. I'm talking about males. Not every 21-year-old, but most of them have a one-track mind. And if he's having great intercourse, then of course he's going to look at that like, well, maybe I don't want to lose that. He was in a very vulnerable position, in my opinion, and she took advantage of that. Now, that's just my opinion, allegedly.
How is he going to be a husband to me? Like, how is he going to do all of this? You know, I've never told this on my Facebook, so y'all are getting.
Why would you want to do that to somebody that is so young? After you already have 2 kids. Yes, perfectly imperfect. My ex-husband, we were together 22 years, very abusive and toxic. I'm sorry you had to endure that, but I know that definitely made you stronger. I've endured it, and I know exactly what that's like, especially when you're young. And with her, why would you want to put him in that type of position at such a young age? At some point, not even at some point, you looked at this from your perspective. You didn't even take the time to look at it from his perspective, because if I was in that position, I would never have given an ultimatum to a 21-year-old who has no kids, who is a Marine, living his best life. Because at the end of the day, if he wanted to marry you down the line, then he would have. But you just literally gave him an ultimatum, and that just shows your character, in my opinion.
Like the exclusive. So he was he was nervous about all of these things, and I told him, I'm like, you know, you're nervous about being a father and a husband, and I said, I think that's a good thing. I don't think anyone should go into a marriage or parenting feeling like they got this. Even the Bible talks about don't be on your high horse. So if you have a fear of messing up, that is going to motivate you to try even harder, or to be a better father or a better husband or whatever it may be. So and I was telling him, like, I've done a great job of raising the girls by myself. Like, you don't really have to worry about raising them. They do have a father that is not very consistent in their life, but they are doing great. You know, they listen.
If they have a father that was not very consistent in their life, then that should have told you something right there. You're literally convincing this man to marry you. You shouldn't have to convince any man to marry you. He should just want to marry you. You shouldn't have to give a man an ultimatum. You shouldn't have to try to persuade him and tell him lies, because that's exactly what you told him. I read that she got pregnant with Raza before they got married. She may have. I remember her saying that she got pregnant on her honeymoon, but I'm not 100% sure.
To me, well, blah, 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 whatever. And then I told him, like, and as a husband, like me, I'm going to be submissive towards you. Like, you're not going to have to worry about me and being a thought.
There is the major key point in her manipulation tactic with her words. I'm going to be submissive to you. What 21-year-old wouldn't want to hear something like that? You guys tell me. What 21-year-old wouldn't want to hear, I'm going to be submissive to you, and whatever it is that you want me to do, I'm going to do. Now, did their relationship end up like that? No. It's obvious she wasn't submissive towards him. It's obvious that she was the one who was running the household, head of the household. Okay. But in that same sense, those are the key words right there. I'm going to be submissive. Any 21-year-old with the mindset that they have is going to be like, whoa, you're going to be submissive towards me? Okay. You know what I'm saying? You guys get it.
Or me going out and blah, blah, blah. Like, I think having a fear of whatever it may be is good. And so then that was my stop. I had made a list. I made a list of all the things I wanted to say. And I got the floor first. And then after I was done talking, it was his turn to talk. And then this was like one of the first things that he ever said. This was one of the first things that he ever said. He said that he had thought long and hard about this. Why is my hair doing that? What is going on? Hello. Oh, it's right here. He said he had thought long and hard about this, and he doesn't ever want me to be the one that got away. He says he never wants to go on in life and look back and regret his decision of never making me his wife.
Well, that's because you said you would be submissive towards him. You told him everything that he wanted to hear. What man wouldn't want to marry a woman that's going to be submissive? You're sugarcoating everything for him. Of course, he's going to have to be a father, some type of father figure to your kids. That's just common sense. But you basically just sat there and told him that your kid's father really wasn't in their life. So, of course, he was going to have to take on that role regardless. You sugarcoated things, you manipulated, and the key word is submissive. Because in a lot of ways, submissive, that's lust. That's playing with a man's lust at the age of 21-year-olds, and that's all they think about at that age. He thought he was going to have it made. You basically told him he wouldn't have to do anything when it comes to your kids. Of course he would. Of course he would. So not only did you manipulate, but you also lied, in my opinion, as well. Of course he was going to have to take care of you guys as children, your children.
Like, he knows that I will always be that one that he will regret that he didn't pursue. He said, so yes, he wants to get married. And we got married.
I just want to say that even, let's just play devil's advocate, and let's just say that even if Vaughn was not in a coma, and let's just say that the two of them were separating or whatever, it wouldn't matter. I would still look at this video as the same. What kind of marriage proposal is that? That's not a marriage proposal. That is a manipulation proposal. That is manipulating into proposal. That's not a proposal. If a man wants to marry you, give him some time to do so. Okay? Give him some time to figure out himself. He's only 21 years old. She could have gave him that time. She could have She could have they could have dated. He could have seen what it was like to be with a woman that has children, all of those types of things. But that's not what you wanted. You wanted to make sure that you snatched him up real quick because you knew that if he didn't marry you and he was dating you, he probably wouldn't have wanted to marry you on his own. That's just my opinion. That's too much for a 21-year-old. That's too much. As a mother of a 21-year-old, that's too much.
Isn't that so cute? Wasn't that so sweet? So yeah, and then I was like, oh my God, good, because I want to get right with the Lord.
And I think the key point here to listen to is you say, good, because I want to get right with the Lord. Okay, but did you have intercourse with him prior to getting married? I bet you did. And you're saying you want to get right with the Lord. Well, you're already, a sin is a sin is a sin. Okay? You still could have dated, got to know each other, instead of rushing him into marriage. A marriage proposal is usually, sometimes women propose too, but usually from a man who loves a woman and gets down on his knees and proposes or whatever. He does it on his own. You literally had to talk him in, not necessarily, you had to manipulate him into marrying you because all of his concerns were valid. Him worrying about being a father, that's a huge concern for someone who's 21 years old in the Marines. And you knew that those were valid concerns. You tried to get that out of his head, and then you do the ultimate thing that any 21-year-old wants to hear, which is, I'll be submissive towards you. I'm gonna be your wife. I'll be submissive. Yeah. Not good. Not good, honey. So Dre and Vaughn got married, and when Miss Letitia met Dre, she had some concerns, and her concerns were valid. It's all the concerns that any mother would have, because here's Dre. She is already a mother of two, already divorced, and then here is her son, her precious son, who is in the Marines trying to make a good life for himself. 21 years old, has his whole life ahead of him, and he's marrying a woman very quickly, might I add, that already has 2 kids and has been divorced. Those are valid concerns, and it's completely understandable that Miss Letitia would have those kind of concerns. I'm sure everybody in the family had those concerns. Now, hold on one second. Now, once Miss Letitia, it's nothing. Once Miss Letitia had explained that to him, I do have some concerns. Vaughn was in love. He was already married, so he told his mom, look, Mom, I love you, but I love this woman I'm married to. This is my wife. And Miss Letitia, at that point, it's like, okay, there's nothing she can do. But because Miss Letitia expressed her concern, of course, Vaughn probably did tell Dre, and Dre has not liked Miss Letitia from that point, because Dre supposedly looked at it. In my opinion, I see it differently. I think this is just her excuse, but she supposedly looked at it like, here, his mother is against our marriage. She's against our relationship. So Dre didn't like that. There's times, I think it was one time. Yeah, I think it was one time when Dre and Dre and Vaughn went to visit maybe, and Dre wouldn't even come in the house, in Miss Letitia's house, because once Dre knew that Miss Letitia had her number, like, look, I have some concerns. You're my son. I love you. I want nothing but the best for you. And here you have this grown woman. I think Dre was, how old was Dre? I think she was in her late 20s when she met Vaughn, if I'm not mistaken. But here Dre was not, she's just this woman who's been married, has 2 beautiful children, but Miss Letitia's concerns are valid. And I couldn't imagine being in Miss Letitia's position. But Dre looks at it like, this woman is against our marriage. She doesn't want me and Vaughn to be together. And I disagree. There is a video where Miss Letitia said, look, and I'll see if I can get that video real quick, where Miss Letitia says, once Marvon told me that this is the woman that he wanted to be with and that he loved, she dropped it. But anyone who's a narcissist and they know that somebody has them figured out, and they know that a person has expressed concerns for them, they're going to do whatever they can to convince others that that person is toxic. That person is no good. They're not for our marriage. They didn't do this for you. They didn't do that for you. That's the type, those are narcissism. This is just my opinion. That's narcissism. That's how narcissistic people work. They try to isolate you from everyone, especially people who have their number, especially people who have them figured out. Ms. Letitia expressed her concern. So right away, even though her concerns were valid, right away, she was the enemy to Dre. Period. So let me see if I can pull this up. I have a 21-year-old. I can't imagine. I know. I couldn't imagine having my son come home and tell me, I don't even want to think about it. I really, really don't. I believe she was 25 or 26 since she was 5 years old. Yes. Okay. Still, still young, but obviously she's been married. She's had kids already. So that's going to be concerning to any mother. Does anyone know when Raza was born? I'm not sure. I'm so sure somebody will put it in the comments. Dre knew Miss Letitia saw right through her lying eyes. So Dre made sure to get rid of people who are onto her. Exactly, baby V. Once a narcissist, somebody goes against a narcissist, they're going to automatically, you're going to be on their radar. You're going to automatically be considered as the enemy to a narcissist, because narcissists don't like to be called out. They don't like to be proven wrong. They don't like when people call out the negative things about them. That's just how narcissists are. And once they see you for who you are, then they start trying to change other people's opinions of that person. And that's, to me, what she did to Vaughn. She had a plan. And her plan was, once Miss Letitia expressed her concern, Miss Letitia was the enemy, and she was going to do whatever it took to convince Vaughn that, Miss Letitia is part of his trauma and blah, 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 blah. And even if that is so, that's not any reason for her to have something against Miss Letitia, because at the end of the day, that's her mother-in-law. And we don't always like the things that our mother-in-law does or our daughter-in-law does or whatever the situation is. But we learn to get along and love each other for the sake of the person who's in the middle. I do, Crystal. Here, I'll put it down here. It is in my, all of my descriptions, my email address is in there. And it's in my about section. So anytime you want my email address, just go to my about section. Exactly. They start smear campaigns. They start trying to. It's the same thing with my ex. Like he always tried to make it seem like my mother um, was making it harder for me the way she spoiled my son. Long story, and I'm sure we'll talk about it one day. But yep, ultimately that's how it ends up being. Like they try to um, change everyone's perception once you figure them out. They try to change everyone's perception of you. They want to start making everyone look at you as you're the bad person, and it's all deflection. Okay, so I'm going to bring something up real quick. Hold on. Okay, so this is the second time Dre, and this was years later, of course, that Dre gave her whole story of how her and Vaughn met. Now, this was years later. What you just seen was way back in the day. This is actually recently. Recently, she told a different story. Not too much different, but definitely you guys will see the difference between her story in the past to her story now.
Still, it's like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Yep. You ain't going nowhere. Yep. And yeah, we ended up getting married 7 months to the day of when we met. So we met February 20th, 2014, and we got married September 20th, 2014. So, yeah. And then I got pregnant the day we got married. I got pregnant. And yeah.
How do you know it was the day you got married? How do you not know that it wasn't before you got married? Not the day, but I don't know. Like, no, it's hard to even know the exact moment when you get pregnant, but I guess some people do. Um, I don't know. Let's continue.
Yeah, the rest is history. You say you're not ready to get married because, you have this, that, and the other things that you want to accomplish. Well, I don't see how you still can accomplish them even though we're married. Every doubt that he had, every reason why he didn't want to get married, I had an answer for that. He was afraid that he wouldn't be a good dad because he didn't have an upbringing where his parents were there. So I said, just the fact that you have that intimidation is why you will be a good father, because you are thinking about how to be good for them. And you're not here to replace, the girls have a father already. You're not here to come in and play that role, which I wish I wouldn't have said that, but that's what I said. I said, I'm like, I've been.
Dre, you said that because you knew that that was going to convince him even more. It was going to make it more enticing to marry you. Had you not said that, maybe he wouldn't have. You never know. Because it's obvious he had major concerns and he wasn't ready to be a father.
Running my household for all these years without anybody. I've been a single mom for all these years. Like, I can hold down the fort, I'm good. And so every negative thing as to why he didn't want to get married, because I knew his reasons why. He has said them to me many times. I had an answer for all of those reasons. And I gave to him all the answers. See, this right here, this is why women get crazy. Because you do things like this, and now I'm never going to let you go. Now you're going to be with me for the rest of your life. Like, you don't even understand what you just done did. Okay? Like, this is, never am I ever letting you go. That's how I felt. Here he is. Here he is going out. Like, I don't want him to meet other women. I don't want him to meet other females. But it was like, but we weren't together. And, it was so hard.
Sometimes people have no idea how bad things look on the outside. You have no idea how bad this looks. You literally just said you didn't want him to meet other females. So therefore, you told him all these things and you married him to trap him. You manipulated him. And that's very obvious because you're so worried about other women. Is it because you knew? Is it because you knew he would have found another woman while he was dating you that wouldn't have so much baggage?
So then I wouldn't talk to him at all. We would break it off, even though we weren't dating or like whatever. Like, we would stop, we would break it off, and then, I would see videos or whatever, because I stalked the man. Okay, I knew exactly where he was, whatever. And then I just felt like we can't do this anymore. And I knew my relationship with Jehovah was more important. I should never let no man come before my relationship with God, ever. And this time I was firm. After the back and forth for 5 weeks, breaking it off, getting back, breaking it off.
Well, you see, that's why you manipulated him. That's why you manipulated him. He was 21 years old, for goodness sakes. You manipulated him because you were stalking him and you guys were going back and forth, breaking up, getting back together, because you were so worried that he was going to find somebody else. Well, at 21 years old, he probably would have, sweetheart.
Doing our own thing. I was just like, this is so wrong. And what lesson am I teaching my children? This is not good. And I want a clean standing before God. And I wanted to come clean to my congregation and let them know, like, this is what I'm doing. Like, discipline me, because this is not what I should be doing. So then, wait, I think at this time I was baptized. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, at this time I was one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Whenever I was leaving my ex, I wasn't, but at this time I was one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And so it was like, this is so not okay. I knew what I was doing was very, very wrong. So that's why I really wanted to make things right, because I knew it was wrong. So I finally felt like, this is it. I'm done with the back and forth with me, because the back and forth was because of me, not because of Vaughn. It was because of me. And so I was like, this is it. I cannot do this anymore. Like, I need to get right with Jehovah. I I don't like how I'm treating him. I'm being so disrespectful to Jehovah, and look at how all that he's done for me. And this is what I'm doing. You know, this is what I'm doing. This is so wrong. So then I told Vaughn, hey, Vaughn, like, can you meet me? Like, we need to talk. And I didn't want Vaughn to come to my house, because you know exactly what I'd be doing if he came over here. Like, do your thing, get on your knees. But I found him, read all about him, knew who I didn't like automatically, knew the ex-girlfriends I wasn't feeling. Like, it was just, I had my full FBI report. Yeah, I was just gonna.
There, even more proof to prove how controlling you were. You found all his ex-girlfriends and all that kind of stuff. Why? Like, who does that? What secure woman does something like that?
Have to wait to see him at the wedding, which was okay, because I didn't want to come off desperate to see him, even though I was desperate. But I didn't want to come off that way. So, oh yeah, and then I found him the very next day on Facebook. So totally stalked him.
So she totally stalked him to what? Like, what was the point of stalking him in that way? Like I said, if you're secure within yourself, you're not going to do all that extra stuff. You know what I mean? Like, your personality, who you are as a person is going to stand on its own. But guess what? He was only 21. He didn't even know what he was looking for at that time, at that age, because you don't know what you want, what you're looking for, and you just wanted to make sure that you kept him tied down, which is absolutely ridiculous for someone of that age in the Marines. So his mother's concerns were valid. I'm gonna bring up one more thing.
Vaughn, get ready to go. That's cool, but you cussing and yelling at me is not cool. Because what? Because I'm trying to.
This gives a little bit of taste of how manipulative she was. Yes, whenever you hear silence, that just means I'm getting the video. That's all. That means I'm paused because I'm trying to pull up the video. But I'm new to this story. Is she older than him? Yes, Rosie, she is. I think she's like 5 or 6 years older than him. But this shows how manipulative Dre was throughout the relationship. And it also shows when you are recording somebody, okay? When you are recording somebody, always keep in mind that you, the person who's doing the recording, is always going to be on your best behavior. You're not going to be the way that you would normally. You're going to be on your best behavior. You're going to make sure that you say the right things. You're not going to be your true self. So mind you, she was recording this. But as their relationship progresses, these are the things that Vaughn had to deal with. And the reason why I want to play this specific video is because, for one, I was trying to look for this on my last Dre video. But for two, I really want you guys to hear not necessarily the anger in Vaughn's voice. I really don't hear as much anger as I do frustration, because you can tell that he has put up with this for so long and he has kept quiet and kind of put up with it. And now he's finally using his voice. Okay.
Working on a solution for whatever's going on. Yes, I am, Vaughn. I don't.
All you do is use me for your own goddamn thing.
I use you? Where is this even coming from? How do I use you? How do I use you, Vaughn?
Every fucking fuck this.
What? How do I use you, Vaughn? How do I use you?
Don't ask me shit, because you ain't really want to know the fucking answer.
Of course I do.
You don't
What do you mean?
I don't want to listen. You just want to hear yourself.
Vaughn, in what way? I'm here asking you questions.
You just want to fucking hear yourself.
How do I want to hear myself when I'm asking you questions? I literally want to know what I do to use you. For real. I use you and I've never cared about you? Where's this even coming from? Vaughn, where are you getting this? Please, I want you to talk. It's crazy how I'm asking you questions, Marvon. I'm asking you why you feel this way. What? Why do you think that? And you literally just keep saying, I want to hear myself. If I was talking, that would be different. This is crazy, Vaughn.
Okay. That's hard to hear. And the reason why it's so hard to hear for me is because do you have any idea what it's like to argue with a narcissist? And that is not abusive. Him raising his voice, to me, you can just tell that he was frustrated. Frustrated because he probably, in my opinion, been telling her a long time probably expressed his opinions to her for a long time. And when you express your opinions to a narcissist, all they do is gaslight you. When you confront them about problems in your relationship, things that you may be feeling, things that you may notice, they gaslight you. And they also deflect it right back to you. For example, you kept hearing her say, "What? What are you talking about? How do I use you, Vaughn? How do I use you?" Well, I guarantee he has said that to her multiple times, and he told her, okay, why he thinks that. And when she's acting a certain way, which obviously she is because she's recording, that probably frustrated him even more to continue to be gaslit constantly. Do you guys know what that does to a person? It can literally drive you insane. It can. When you try to express your opinions and thoughts and you're being gaslit and everything's deflected back onto you, how do you think that's going to make you feel? How do you think that would make Vaughn feel? And that's why, in my opinion, when you hear the key words from Vaughn, which is you're just talking to hear yourself. Because, in my opinion, that is a classic thing that narcissists do. They don't care what you have to say. They don't. You could sit there and tell them your life story, and they do not care. They're always going to turn even your life story into them, into them talking about themselves. It is exhausting to be with someone like that. So, for people, and I guess we probably know the person that I'm talking about, to sit there and say, that was abusive for Vaughn to be yelling at her. No, it's not. Because for one, she's recording him. That's not the way she would normally act, trust me. You're going to be on your best behavior when you're recording somebody. And him raising his voice, how is that abuse? We don't know how many times she's raised her voice at him. But what I hear on that audio is that I hear a frustrated man. I hear a man that needed a break. I hear a man that finally just started using his voice. I hear a man that got tired of being gaslit. I hear a man that got tired of constantly having his whole life revolve around someone who doesn't give a shit. That's what I hear. Which goes back to mommy always knows best. They just do. No matter how old you are. When your parents try to tell you something, listen to them. Listen. I'm going to pull up one more thing here. So you're going to hear a mute for like a couple seconds. That's why, because I'm pulling something up. Oh, who was that? I missed a super chat. Thank you. Is it Denisa? Thank you so much, sweetheart. That means so much to me. Thank you. Love you. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to show you guys something else. And this is just the dynamic of the relationship, and you can just tell what type of person Dre really is, but mostly on camera. So pay attention. Seriously.
I'm just like carefree.
Yeah,
You think I'm carefree?
sometimes.
What do you mean sometimes?
Times are very, serious and panicky.
Serious and panicky?
Yeah, but that's okay.
And what happens when I'm serious and panicky?
And my life flips upside down.
Your life? Yep, that's right. And so you calm me down?
Yeah, I try to.
You do. Do you freak out a little bit?
A little bit. Freak out like my life about to end.
But you really do calm me down. Like
Pulling up one more thing. But that kind of shows you, like, look at his demeanor. Look at how calm he is. And do you see how I understand that it's her, technically her Facebook, but do you see how everything is about her? Does that make sense? Like, how do you calm me down? Me. And it's her show. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's her social media platform, understandable. But in the same sense, you can just tell what that household was all about. And it was her, in my opinion. Now, none of us know what happens behind closed doors because we don't. But in the same sense, you can still, especially with how public she was with her life, you can still get some kind of a vision of how things happen behind closed doors with how much she went live and how public she was with her life. And yeah, you're right, calm or scared. He definitely looked like a calm person, though. He looked like he was a very calm spirit, and a very, very wonderful vibe about him. You know, like he just has this beautiful aura about himself, which is amazing. Um, and it's sad that he got taken advantage of in so many ways, manipulated, and it's everything that I feel like Miss Letitia was trying to protect him from. And to ever think, I'm sure no one ever thought that he would be in the position that he's in now. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with Dre's narcissism. Teaya, I was watching you Unirok stream, and without a crystal ball, was in chat sending him all the stuff she has on this case. He was saying he's going to get since when in the welcome, Denisa. Welcome to the Glam Fam. Welcome, beautiful. I'm so glad to have you a part of our Glam Fam. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for becoming a member. Well, I thought we'll talk about that towards the end. Don't worry. But tomorrow, make sure that you're here because we are going to be talking about without a crystal ball and being a cult leader, in my opinion, because that's what I think she is. You want to talk about cults? She's the one who's a cult leader. So I'm going to play one more video for you and then one more after that. And this is Dre talking about how she thinks that Vaughn's seizure started. So 1 second here.
I don't like discussing it. And as stated before, please be respectful and let's not bring it up on future live videos, okay? Let's not bring it up at all. But now, I used to see a chiropractor all the time. I'm going to refer to his name as Dr. Devil. There is now, which it probably expired already, an order of injunction. I used to go live on this page every time I would get adjusted. My kids would get adjusted too. A lot of you guys went to go like his Facebook page after I went live. One time I went live and he got over 1,000 likes in he grew about 1,000 likes in a few hours. It was crazy. That doctor was into some dark-ish, man. Some dark-ish. And he did something to my husband. And every time he would get this organ massage done.
So basically she's stating that this doctor is into some very dark, probably magic. That's what I'm going to assume she's talking about. And she's basically, to sum it up, saying that this doctor has messed with her husband in some way and somehow getting into his mind. That's what she's saying.
I noticed something was not right. I didn't know what it was, but it wasn't right. I got it done. Remember, whenever I completely shut down social media, I went through severe bullying on Facebook. Severe. Made me sick, really sick. And messed up my gut bad. Well, anyways, I would projectile vomit. After I would eat, I would always vomit, and it was so bad. Well, he cured that through organ massages. So then, I'm talking to him about my husband who has issues with his gut health, and an organ massage was performed on my husband. Okay. The first time I noticed an immediate difference and something wasn't right. I don't know what it was, but something wasn't right. Oh no. Hold on. I'm trying to block this guy, but I don't think it's, oh yeah, there we go. It's going to work. So I told him, don't do it no more. But the doctor kept doing it. And at one point I even told the doctor, I don't know what's happening. Can you please not do it on my husband anymore? Because I see a difference. There's something's going on. Mm-hmm. You weren't with me. And you weren't with me, and you were still going to do it, and I tried to get him to stop. Well, he kept doing it. At a later date, after seeing this doctor for many months, give me 2 empty ones. After seeing this doctor for many months, one night, he messages me, and he would always give his number. Like, this guy was a very open doctor, a chiropractor who believed in shamans and would travel around the world and whatever. He was a very egotistical man, but I never looked at it that way. I looked at it, oh my gosh, he's a healer. Oh my gosh, he's amazing. Tyrese, this is not the place, dude. This is not the place. Whatever. Anyways. So one day, and he would give his number to other people, right? I don't think I had ever messaged him or whatever. Did I ever message him? I don't think I did. No, because at one point, I think something happened and he wanted to check on our family one time. Like I'm telling you, my whole entire family would go see him. And so anyways, one time he messages me and Long story short, he was asking for a switcheroo. I didn't understand what that meant. Long story short, he wanted to have sex with me, and he wanted his wife to have sex with my husband. I didn't realize this until like a couple minutes we were texting, and then when I realized it, I'm like, don't ever contact me again. Like, do not ever contact my family, whatever. Anyways, it was like this big old thing, and he was trying to guilt trip me, like, after everything I've done for you, you can't look over this one mistake, you can't acting like he did so much for us. And I'm like, dude, every time we went to the chiropractor, I would pay. He didn't give us free services. What do you mean everything you did for us? What? Like, you are,
it's your job, bro.
You're performing a job and I'm paying for it. So what the freak do you mean? You know, and just like a predator, to make the victim seem like something's wrong with me, that I think I never want to speak to him again, or I can't overlook this one insight. That effed me up.
Yep, something's definitely wrong with you, Dre. You're making no sense what you're talking about, for one. You have no proof that he's a witch doctor, for two. And of course, something didn't go your way, and you're starting a smear campaign against this man.
I went to the police. I showed them these messages.
She goes to the police about everything. Everything. What is the point of going to the police about that?
From this doctor. I went to court. Oh my gosh. Do you guys, if y'all watch me on my jewelry page, do you remember that butterfly that I took forever to try to find, that silver butterfly that the other night? It was like a few days ago. I was looking for this silver butterfly, and the reason why is that silver butterfly, the day that I went to court to go get an order of injunction, it's like an order of injunction is like a restraining order, but because I was never married to this person, and because I don't have kids with this person, it's not called a restraining order. It's called an order of injunction. I was wearing that ring to court whenever I went to court. I was wearing that ring, and what's crazy is the judge was wearing this really big brooch that had a butterfly on it, and it looked like the ring that I was wearing. So when I seen it, I was like, oh my gosh, like I felt like this, I needed to wear this butterfly ring on purpose. And she had told me that and I feel like I could tell that she had gone through something as well. And she says, we cannot allow people in positions of authority to, how did she say? Like, oh God, to exercise something, or I don't know how she said it. I don't remember how she said it, but it just made me feel like, oh my gosh, she's gone through something too. And she literally shook my hand. The judge wanted me to get close to her, and she shook my hand and told me how proud she was of me for standing up, you know, and it's embarrassing and it's uncomfortable. And
I am having a hard time believing her. I don't know what it is, but I'm having a really hard time believing anything that she says. Why would the judge want to shake your hand? Why? I don't know.
I've been sexually assaulted before by a married man, you know, and so to be asked to give sexual favors to another married man, whenever I've already been through ish before, and whenever I was oh God, I forgot what I was saying. But anyways, it was bad. telling you, and this was before my husband started having seizures. I don't remember who I told, but I was like, dude, every time he's doing these organ massages, it feels like he's putting seeds in my husband's belly. Like, I don't know what he's doing, but there's something happening in my husband, blah, blah, blah. After that doctor was served paperwork.
What in the fuck is she talking about? What is she talking about? He put seeds in your husband's stomach? Good Lord.
And the order of injunction was granted. And he cannot contact me ever, or he'll go to jail. Indirectly and directly, he can't contact me. But as soon as that was served, I want to say a few weeks later, then my husband starts. No, not a few weeks later. Was it a few weeks later? No. Sometime my husband is going through a whole lot of psychological changes, like so much is going on. Then in July 5th, he starts having seizures. And everything pointed back to this doctor. We've been to the hospital so many times, dude. Every time there's a test done, nothing ever shows anything. Everything looks perfect. Every x-ray, every MRI, everything looks like normal. Nobody can figure out why he's having seizures. And it's like, how do you explain? I swear to God, this doctor did something to my husband. And
so that's your explanation, Dre? Dr. Dre Mccray. A doctor did this to your husband. Okay. I believe in conspiracy theories. I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I believe in, witchcraft and things like that. Don't get me wrong. But you have no proof of this. And there has been many of times where you said you know what causes your husband's seizures, and you think it's his past trauma. So which is it? Is it this doctor, or is it Von's past trauma? You don't know anything. And just thank you so much, Dave. He says, so I just looked up the difference between an order of injunction and a restraining order. Has nothing to do with kids/relationship. Exactly. And I knew something was weird about that when she said it.
And everything that we carry is in the gut, okay?
Force me to stay in a depressed mood.
Yeah.
That's like the main thing when I started having my seizures. Like, I was constantly in a depressed mood. Like, man, nothing to do with you, nothing. It was just constantly in a depressed mood for no reason.
I know. I feel like he was controlling. Whatever he did was controlling your mind. But let me show you. Everything, and this is, y'all need to hear me when I say this. I swear to God. Our trauma is in our gut. What I believe he did was release all the trauma that my husband had stuffed inside of him and released it. And it came.
Oh, for goodness sakes. I've never seen this video before, you guys, so I'm just as surprised and shocked as you guys. That is absolutely ridiculous. It's true. A lot of things settle in our gut. It's very true. But you don't get to be able to decide that your husband's trauma is in his gut, and therefore that causes his seizures. What? Oh my goodness. This is almost over.
Came out in a physical form. This is my unprofessional, like, healer diagnosis, whatever, okay? I believe that all that trauma that was emotional manifested into physical. And he was very egotistical whenever he would work on my husband. And how crazy is that? That every time I got an organ massage, I was healed. When he got it, bad things would happen, right? How crazy. And then a few months later, he asked me to have sex with him. And then he was like, oh, you don't need to, you don't need to, and if he doesn't want, basically he said, if your husband doesn't want to have sex with my wife, then it could just be me and you. That's what he said. So I feel like, wow, now every time I went, this mother sucker was grooming me. I had my kids in there, you know, my kids were getting adjusted by this doctor. And I know he's the reason for my husband's seizures. I know.
Thank you so much, Marie. I appreciate that. And Sparkle, you are so beautiful. I love your picture. I love your profile picture. And yep, she's lying like a motherfucker. I want you guys to know that this woman is serious, okay? And in no way am I trying to... Hold on. Kids. Okay, in no way am I trying to sit here and say that things can't happen as far as that, because like I told you guys, I am a conspiracy theorist. So I know about these types of things and I believe some of those types of things, but she is making no sense whatsoever, in my opinion. Okay? You're welcome, Sparkle. You look absolutely beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. Let's continue.
So, me being... Oh, it's right here, baby. I was not going to accept that this is going to be the rest of our lives. Hell to the no.
Hi, Miss Juanette. Welcome to my channel. It's good to see you in here.
I'm not going to sit there and accept that all of a sudden a grown man who looks relatively healthy all of a sudden has seizures out of nowhere. And they wanted to put him on medication, and they did for a little bit. They want to put him on medication they couldn't figure out what the reason was. So let's just give you some anti-seizure medication and stop it. Bro, bump that. No way. So he was on Keppra for a little bit of time, and that made him much worse. And the side effects were much worse. One time, and he would have his seizures are back to back. So they're like cluster seizures. Whenever he has one, he always breaks through his seizures. Okay? So he'll have a seizure.
I want to find someone who has that video. Perez, welcome. She was definitely blushing and fangirling in the video with Dr. Dan. I would love to see that video. If anybody ever has that video, please send it to me. Please.
And then maybe 1 to 4 hours will pass by, and then he'll have another one. 1 to 4 hours pass by, another one. Like he can like it will happen all day until I take him to the hospital and they give him medication to stop it, right? So I can't tell you how many we would go to the hospital twice a month. There's been so many times I've called 911 because I can't get him. Like, he has grand mal seizures or clonic seizures. So it's his whole entire body. I mean, eyes rolled back in the back of his head, violent convulsions. One time there was blood coming out of his nose. I mean, and a lot of people, there's just a lot of things that happen when you have seizure. He completely stops breathing. One time, this was at the beginning of COVID or like sometime during COVID. And at one point we weren't allowed in the hospital. You believe it, Crystal? Oh, I swear to God, he did something. Oh, he was probably into some dark magic, without a doubt. Nobody can convince me otherwise. And every time I've told this story, well, supporters already know. And they truly, like, they were with me through some crazy times, okay? But, like, I've seen an acupuncturist, and she believes it wholeheartedly. There's my husband, he's being treated naturally with seizures, okay? Naturally. We do what's called biofeedback, and it's crazy because remember how our bodies are all frequencies. Biofeedback works off of frequencies. The person who works on my husband lives in Phoenix, and she literally can tell me what's wrong with Bonnie, like from that far away. This machine is a $20,000 machine. I need to buy it. I've been like, I need to buy it, but and I've saved enough money where I can buy it. But that's also why I work so hard, is because F that. I'm gonna make sure that I help.
The date of this video was June 2nd, 2021. So a year ago.
My family and cure them of whatever it may be. And if this machine is going to help him, then damn it, so be it. You know? Anyways, my husband, ever since we started biofeedback, he went a whole 2 months without any seizures. Okay, 2 months without any seizures. That more than that. That is more than any doctor can ever say. And now he'll have like seizures maybe once a month. And what's crazy is I would ask these doctors, please give me a.
Miss Wynette Jackson says, thanks, can't sleep. Miss Molly and Justin and Goose talks highly of you. You're beautiful. Keep doing what you're doing. My husband and I will be returning to Tucson. My husband and I will. Thank you so much, Miss Wynette, for coming in here. I appreciate you for stopping in. And just to let you know, I do have your back, and Goose has your back. And we are going to continue to call out the hypocrisy and the cult leader, Katie Joy. So we got your back 100%. And my video about her will be tomorrow. But I thank you for coming in the chat. I really appreciate it. If you are not a subscribed or whatever, make sure that you check and make sure you subscribe, because if I keep getting spammed, because people are haters and they want to spam, if I keep getting spammed, I'm going to have to put this on subscribers only mode, okay? And then I think it's for 5 minutes. You have to be subscribed. Maybe longer, I don't know.
A rescue medication, because I don't want him on any anticonvulsants like that.
All of us in this channel got your back, and other channels too, and we're gonna continue to bring awareness about it. I don't like the harassment no matter what, and the slander, and that's my opinion, and we all got your back.
That is going to make him worse. I know. My daughter was on it. I'm not speaking out of, oh, this medication is bad. I've lived it. My daughter, who has had, she's been on 9 different seizure medications. She's been through hell and back. Like, I know what it does to the body, and it kills the liver, and it causes so many other issues. You're never going to get healed taking medication that is damaging to the body.
And you are beautiful too, Miss Wynette. Let me tell you something, Dre. You're talking about Western medication and how damaging it is to the body. Do you have any idea how damaging it is to have 8 seizures in one day? Do you have any idea how dangerous that is? If Keppra wasn't working for him, then that happens. Some people have to go through different medications to figure out what works for them. You don't have any idea what you're talking about, because the herbs were not working for him either. So I can guarantee you, okay, I can guarantee you that he would have gotten on the right medication. And biofeedback does not work for seizures. It doesn't.
Body. Now, will it be controlled? Sure, it might be controlled. And it took years for my daughter's seizures to be controlled with anticonvulsion medication, but that took years. And even then, when she was on seizure medication, she would still have breakthrough seizures like 3 to 5 times a week. Now him, they're trying when I would take him to the doctors, because I didn't have a rescue medication, they wouldn't give it to me. So every time he had a seizure, I would have to take him to the hospital. And they would give him Ativan, but they wouldn't give it to him unless he had a seizure and they could look at it and confirm, oh yeah, he has seizures, even though he has the record and all that. All he needs is something to stop the seizure from continuing to happen, and then we can take care of it. But they wouldn't do it. So you know what the freak I did?
I can almost guess what the freak you did, Dre. Miss Juanette, I understand. It's hurtful to even watch. It's hurtful to watch, but calling her out is necessary. I've always called without a crystal ball out Katie Joy, and I will continue to, because she's harassing you guys, and she knows it. And she knows it. If she keeps it up, this is exactly why she's already in 2 lawsuits as we speak, 2 active lawsuits, and she's pushing for more if she continues. I will say that. So we got your back. We will continue to bring awareness. Keep your head up. Do not let what she is doing bring you down, because that's exactly what she's trying to do. That's what she wants. So you're strong. Your family is strong. Ms. Letitia's strong. She is a horrible, evil person. A horrible, evil person. And what do we do on this channel? We call out people on the hypocrisy. We call out people on their evilness. And we will continue to do that and bring awareness. Nobody believes her. She thinks people believe her. Nobody does. We all see what she's doing. And I will continue to call her ass out on it. And also, Cece Suarez, if I'm saying that right, Suarez, is doing a video on her too. And I guess it's going to be coming out on Friday, and I'm excited to see that as well. And we are going to continue to call her out on this channel because she's a horrible, evil person. But you want to know what? Good always prevails over evil. Always.
I took matters into my own hands, and I'm not going to say anything else. But now I have rescue medication. So the last couple months, whenever he has had seizures, I give him the rescue medication here at home, and I don't take him to the hospital no more. And he stops having seizures. And so when I talk about valerian root being so powerful, that is how I'm controlling my husband's seizures now, is with valerian root. It's with passion flower. It's with sea moss. It's with these dietary changes. We don't eat meat. He doesn't eat dairy.
You see, that's where she's dangerous. This is where Dre Mccray becomes dangerous, because you can't make those types of claims. Thank you, Elena. You cannot make those types of claims. And then in videos, it very much shows maybe the valerian root was working for a certain amount of time, but then in videos, he's having 8 seizures in a row, and you're calling the cops on everything else except for when your husband's having seizures. Kudos to Sparkle for giving me that. Like, it is what it is. That's not working. And I'm so sorry, Elizabeth, that no meds have been working for you. I hope and pray that you do find a medication that works for you, because I know for a fact that the more, especially with Western medication, sometimes you have to go through different medications before you find something that works well for you. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that in every situation. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. I'm just saying from my experience, from watching my mother and her experience, that's what I've watched. And I'm not saying that taking a more holistic approach doesn't work, but it didn't work for Vaughn. That's what I'm saying. Yes, ma'am, I will be strong. I didn't know she was like this. My husband doesn't deserve this. Yes, he does. Yes, it does. Evil will not win. Amen. And you have an amazing night, Lynette, and I hope to see you in here tomorrow. You'll be very happy with what you see tomorrow. Is Katie Joy a cult leader? Nobody cares about that. Everyone has a past. Ms. Wynette, my brother has a past. My brother was in prison for 25 years and he turned his life around. And I'm just saying everyone has a past, including Katie Joy. So she doesn't have any right to talk about anybody else's past, because getting behind the wheel while you are drunk, anything could happen. Thank God nothing did happen, but anything could happen. Everyone has a past, and it doesn't matter. What matters is the present. That's what matters. She is a trauma vulture. She's disgusting.
Very rarely will he eat dairy. He doesn't eat processed foods. Like our whole thought process on food, and bump that. If this doctor can do something as powerful as that, even more so, do we need to protect who we keep around in our circle? That's also why whenever I would get all kinds of negativity on my videos, and I'm already dealing with so much negativity in my real life, I don't want to go live like publicly, you know? This is also why I have my subscription, because it's for me and my peace of mind. Because I'm sure, there's been so many people I've had to block from this live, and I'm probably sure so many others. It's hard for me when I'm already mentally trying to hang on by a thread, because I see the love of my life changing and having these horrible seizures. And I'm always like, is this seizure going to be the last seizure that takes him out? He has had a seizure at the hospital, hit his head, had 2 brain bleeds, had to be flown out to Phoenix to Barrows because of his seizures. And these doctors just want to say, well, we don't know what's going on, da-da-da-da-da. F that. I rebuke all sickness. I rebuke this doctor. I keep all type of negative people away from me. I need help in my jewelry business. I need to be resting, not working right now. But I am so nervous of who I bring into my home to be around my family. Like, I take pride in my jewelry business, and it's a very successful one. And this jewelry that I'm touching, it's going into packages and going to y'all.
Yeah, jewelry that has poison in it with you and has been tested with that. It's $5 jewelry through an MLM company. So, yeah, it's not that serious. Sorry. I mean, I think that's great that your business is successful and everything like that, but keep in mind that it's through an MLM company, and they're the ones that are making all the money, not you, Dre. You're making all the money for them. And we will be talking about that because, excuse me, I was with an MLM company for a year, and I learned a lot, so I don't regret it, but I'm so happy that I got out of it, because that's all it is. You're making money for them with that $5 piece of crap jewelry, in my opinion.
Houses. I'm careful about the energy that I bring around my products, because I don't want energy attaches to everything. Energy attaches to everything. So my energy.
Your energy, for one, is questionable. And it's definitely not questionable that the energy that is attached to that jewelry is a company that steals people's money. They get rich off of other people while other people get in debt. Now, you've been successful, and that's great. I'm all for girl power. But the point is that you're with an MLM company. You're taking pride in your business to make them rich. Period.
Is going into y'all's packages. I don't want someone stink around here. I am desperate for help, but I am not so quick to bring people around when energy affects us that bad. That's why I'm saying, for the lady that asked me, how do you control stress? Well, damn it, I'm having a hard time controlling my stress level right now. But what I'm not going to do is put myself around people that can bring my mood down, or negatively affect me. I am on a self-healing journey, and I am on a journey where I am like, damn.
For someone who's so spiritual, or for someone who's so religious, you sure talk in a very spiritual way. Now, you can be both, but for someone who is constantly talking about how religious they are, you talk about yourself and your family and energy and vibrations and frequency. That's more spiritual than religious, just to let you know. And that's just my opinion.
Damn, everything we've been taught in schools, everything we know as it is, it's like a lie. It's crazy. Once you go down that rabbit hole, it's like you can't go back out. It's like you realize that this world is like a real life matrix. And once you take that, what is it, the red or the blue pill? It's like you see this world completely different. Well, I've taken that pill and I am like, what the freak is going on? Why am I here? This life is crazy. I'm just trying to survive at this point and live a happy life and be the highest version of myself. But damn, it's some ish. So let me tell you, those teas that I unboxed in my previous video, the alkalinegoddess.com, she is the truth. Her Facebook page is Crystal Alkaline Doula. Okay. Y'all go follow her. If y'all want to know the truth about everything, go follow her. Okay. Crystal Alkaline Doula. It's with a K. Crystal Alkaline Doula. Okay.
Thank you for the super sticker, Tammy. That means so much to me. Thank you, beautiful. And jewelry is full of lead and seizures. Well, what I do know is the jewelry has the paparazzi jewelry has been tested, and I'm pretty sure that it tested positive for like cyanide and different types of bad stuff in it, which is not good. And I'm sure that it could cause seizures, to be honest with you. We'll do a video about that too.
Her teas are on the alkalinegoddess.com. So if you guys wanted to order teas, there is a section on her website that says what tea is for me. Okay. And you're going to see all the teas. She has teas for pregnant women. She has teas for people who haven't been able to get pregnant. You're diagnosed with PCOS. You're diagnosed with, a lot of these things are caught PCOS from our food. Babies aren't born with PCOS. How is it that you get it later on in life? It's because all this food, the meat, if you have heavy periods, stop eating meat, stop eating sugar, boom. Like your periods are going to change. It's crazy how all of what we feel is in the food we eat, but we're not taught that way. We're taught to stuff our faces. I have to unfollow people on social media that make some bomb freaking foods, but it's like, I can't be around that. It's hard for me to eat clean when I'm around people who eat whatever, and that's okay, to each their own. But because I need to be around people that are like-minded, because I don't want to give into temptation and eat that. I already have my bad stuff that I eat. I have Starbucks, I take that every day. I drink it every day, and I'm not going to stop, not right now. But, I need to be around people that are going to help me to live this life, right? So many people are so negative about herbs. We need tape.
I'm not negative about herbs. I do believe that taking a more holistic approach is definitely something that I will probably be doing with my family, but not like her. Oh, thank you, Jilby, for the super sticker. Thanks for being great to Mccray's and Jackson's. You are so welcome, and thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you. That means so much to me. Thank you. I'm not saying that holistic lifestyle is, I'm sure it's very beneficial and I will try it. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, it's not enough research out there. There's not a lot of herbalists, certified herbalists, and things like that. There's not enough evidence out there to prove that it's better than Western medication, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. Everyone has their own opinion, and that's fine. That's just my opinion. And if it's not working, I'm not just going to sit there and let my husband have seizures. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do whatever it is that I have to do, regardless of whether it's his wishes or not. Seizures are dangerous. Okay? They are. You can die from it. And if herbs aren't working, then you need to try something else. Good night, all kids. Oh, good night, T-Sip and Mama. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow, beautiful. Thank you for being here.
I'm gonna go to Walmart because it's already getting dark. Yeah, let's go to Walmart. Listen, the way I'm live right now, it's like I'm live for supporters. So y'all get a glimpse of what it is. We about to go to Walmart together, okay? So y'all better be I don't know why. In the description, if I put the hashtag supporters, then I'm only live for that, but it's not working. So you guys get me publicly. It's good. For some people. Okay, hold on. Let me finish this one. I'm telling you guys, if you really want to be on a journey of self-healing, check her out. That's who you need in your life, okay? Check her out. Crystal Alkaline Doula. She has teas for after labor. She has teas for during labor. She has teas. Your kidneys are not working properly. Guess what? She has teas for that. My husband is taking no more anxiety to control his seizures. Another thing that I'm doing is valerian root. You guys, I'm able to prevent my husband from having seizures with valerian root. He's not in the room right now, and he's not well, okay? He's not in the room right now. I'm telling you guys, this is also why I don't like to talk about it sometimes. It's because, like, I am trying to keep myself afloat. You know what I'm saying? I swear, these last 3 or
Thank you so much, Alyssa, for the super chat. I love you. Thank you. That means a lot to me. It says this live was awesome, love. Thank you so much. And it means a lot to have you here. So thank you. Oh, I love that name, Golden Girl. That's my favorite show, Golden Girls. Just to let everyone know. All right, this is almost over. And then I want to show you guys one more thing, and then we'll wrap it up because I have a lot to do, a lot of research to do for tomorrow. So let's just listen to the rest of this. I can tell you right now exactly, town, that's exactly what I was about to say. Me. And I find it very odd how she has to whisper and wait until he goes out of the room to talk to her subscribers and tell his business publicly. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's telling her his business. She knows she's wrong. Otherwise, she wouldn't be whispering to keep that from him. It's just, oh, I get such a bad vibe from her. And I never did. When I watched her back in the day, I never did. So somebody said, and I always love different opinions. So Commander says, I had an experience with Western meds that didn't work, and herbals honestly saved my life. And I think that's great, Commander. I'm not saying that it doesn't work. All I'm saying is that there's not enough proof for me to do it. I understand if other people want to do it, and I've heard some great stories, and I've also heard some not so good stories. So I think it just depends on the individual, you know what I'm saying, and how you're doing it. But with me, once there's more research about it, it's definitely something that I'm willing to consider. We're already considering we don't eat pork. We are considering getting rid of eating all meat except for, so we wouldn't be full vegetarians, but we would eat chicken and seafood like fish and shrimp. So it's something that we're definitely considering, more of a healthy lifestyle, but there's not enough evidence out there for me to back up replacing Western medication with herbal supplements. Once there's more research, I definitely will consider it. But I'm so happy, Commander, that that worked for you. That's amazing. And I always love to hear different stories about it.
4 days, he's been in pre-seizure mode. He changes whenever he's going to have a seizure. He will go like extremely one way or extremely another way, and he's not well. So I've been giving him valerian root throughout the day, and I'm taking like the valerian root I had said is Solaray, Solaray. Okay, Solaray. You can also get that brand from Amazon. I get that brand from Sprouts. Okay, Solaray. That is the most powerful valerian root I've ever had. I am able to stop him and calm his brain down with valerian root. That's how powerful it is. He takes kratom, but he doesn't like to scoop out the passion flower. And that's another thing. So before, whenever I would see that he's in pre-seizure mode, passion flower would.
I don't think that seafood is dangerous. No. I know people who eat, like I eat salmon. I love salmon. I think it depends on how much of seafood you eat. Um, but salmon is good for you. Uh, I've never heard, the only thing I've ever heard about seafood is like raw seafood, like sushi. I heard you can't obviously have that every day, and you have to be careful with that. But I love salmon, you guys. Like, that's really all I like. To be honest with you, we eat a lot of chicken, but I also do enjoy a good burger. I do too. That's my problem. I love hamburgers. I love steak, but I'm willing to give it up. And I agree, Commander, processed foods, they're horrible for you. And we've been slowly trying to get away from that too. Obviously, when you have kids, it's easier, but I'm starting to get to a point in my life where I understand that just because something is easy doesn't mean you should do it. Sometimes you just have to take that little extra mile and do what you have to do to make sure that your family is healthy. I like catfish, but I like salmon better, Sparkle. It's definitely part of my heritage to like catfish and chicken wings and all that stuff, but I love salmon. I need to send you some fresh salmon from where I am. It's so good. I love salmon. Nobody can stop me from eating salmon. So I think it's just depending upon the kind of seafood that you would eat. And like if you're eating raw seafood and raw, like, sushi, which I love sushi, but I'm afraid to eat sushi. So I'll just eat like spring rolls and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, I love salmon. You send it to me. I love salmon. Oh, red snapper's good too, Sparkle. Yes, I love salmon. I put it in the air fryer and I don't feel all. It's obviously different than when I have steak. You know what I mean? So, okay, so this is about to end in like 2 minutes. So let's continue with this. And obviously, you guys see the point of this video is showing you guys how out there this woman is and how she looks at things and her views and how she's very, very open to sharing things that she doesn't even know that her husband wants her to share with the public. And I wouldn't do that. It's respect. It's about respect. You know what I mean? Oh, Lake Erie, I love salmon.
Be able to get him back to where he's level. Sometimes whenever he's about to have a seizure, he refuses all medication. He doesn't want it because he thinks that, this is just emotions that are normal for him. And it's not. I know, because I know who I married and I know him sometimes better than he knows himself. So because he wouldn't take passion flower, I had to buy passion flower from the same brand that I get the valerian root. This stuff works even then. So passion flower, I recommend from herbalmind.net. It's pinned down below, that right there, but also valerian root. So I'm telling you guys, it's amazing. It, like, seriously, just, I can't begin to tell you how amazing valerian root is. Look it up. I don't need to tell you. Everything that I am telling you, go do your own research. Don't take what I'm saying as that's just the way it is. Go see. Like, this is real, you guys. We have to wake up and see how insane that we are making ourselves sick. It's us. They can put the commercials out. They can make it seem like you got to do this, but it's up to you to follow it. And F that. I'm not a follower. No, thank you. I'm going to take my own path, and I'm going to take a detour. No, thank you. It's so crazy. You're so sweet. Who said that? Ruby Lynn. Oh my gosh, you've been here with me for a while. Yay, Crystal. I'm so glad you got your lashes. Thank you. What is pseudo seizures? I don't know what that is. Okay, let's go. All right, y'all. Come on, little girl. Okay, let's turn off all the lights.
Okay, so I think that's probably the smartest thing I've heard Dre say throughout this whole thing is do your own research, but really she should have said check with your doctor before you take any advice from her, because she's not a damn doctor. I agree with some of the things that she's saying, but it's just I don't agree. It's her delivery. Let's put it that way. I believe in taking a more natural approach and all of those types of things. But if it's not working, it's not working. It's time to try something else, and that's okay. I don't know. That's a good question, Elena. That's a good question. Dre, you have to wake up and shut up, right? She said he don't like to take it. She did. They made some kind of seafood salad for our dinner on an Alaskan cruise. My throat closed. I have to carry an EpiPen at all times. Vaughn was probably allergic to one of those plants. He may have been. You're right. You're right, Town. It could be so many reasons as to why, especially if they couldn't figure it out through the test that they ran. The way she talks about how he changed for days is concerning, because usually it's moments before, not for days before. That sounds more like stress that he's enduring. I agree too. I agree with that. And that's another thing I was going to say too. She does. And I've noticed this, you guys, with a lot of narcissists. A lot of narcissists they always treat people like their children. And you're absolutely right. The way that she talks about him, the things that she says, it's like he's a child. He's a child that she has to take care of, which is, it is. It's off to me. It really is. Okay. So there's one last video that I want to show you guys, which I really feel like it's important, because I think it is going to show you guys. I've always been curious about Dr. Dan. And when I just seen that comment, was it Sparkle who made that comment? When I just seen that comment, well, it makes me think of how did she act when she was around him. So I want us to watch this video together, and then we can have a conversation about it. And then end it, and I'll let you guys go to sleep. Hey, Nikki38, it's good to see you. Goose, when I have my seizures, I could be standing with you, having a conversation with you, and plop, hit the floor, full-blown seizure. Wow, to skull. I don't know too much about seizures. I did witness a seizure before. It's intense, and it's very scary, very, very scary. But I think what is very important, I wish too, because there's two sides to every story, you guys. Always remember that. There's always two sides, and we're only hearing her side. We don't know Dr. Dan's side, okay? And love you, Teaya, trying to figure out how to update this Cash App. That's okay, sweetie. Thank you. I love you too, sweetie. And there was no limit on their daily intake. They just took too much, in my opinion. Mixing had to be bad. I agree. And I just think with, how irresponsible Dre was with her platform and the things that she said, I think some people forget that there's two sides to every story. Thank you, Zaylee. And people don't ever take that into consideration. Yeah, she can tell her side of the story, but so can Dr. Dan. Dr. Dan messaged someone back, and Molly read it on a live. Really? All three of my boys had seizures before they were 2. So scary. I bet it's very scary to watch. And the fact that they couldn't see anything and test is, I think, it had something to do with something else. So I want you guys to see this video. You guys have already seen exactly why not. You guys have already seen this video. You might have seen it with Justin on his live stream, but a couple people said that she was very smitten with Dr. Dan and very maybe flirty. Who knows? We're going to watch it and see, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So let me pull this up. And thank you to my beautiful Sparkle for sending this to me, and also Goose. So let me go ahead and pull this up here. It's saying this content is not available for some reason. I'm not sure why, but that's what it's saying. Hold on, let me try to bring it up a different way. And also, to everyone who sends me emails, I will get to them. Don't worry. And thank you so much for sending me all of your videos, all of your information on Katie Joy, all of that. Don't think that I didn't check it. It just means that I'm getting to it. So thank you for even taking the time to send it to me. It means a lot. Okay, I'll check my DM real quick and pull it up that way. One second, you guys. Why isn't... I don't know. Maybe somebody took it down, you guys, because it's not there. All it says is content not available. So maybe somebody took it down because they don't want it to be seen, maybe, if I'm not mistaken, because that's what it says. Yeah, I think that the video had to have been taken down. So there must be a reason why people don't want that video to be shown. That definitely is sus. That's sus. But from what I heard, and like I said, there's two sides to every story, but from what I heard, she was very, very enamored with Dr. Dan. And she was very, when you're around somebody and you're just giddy and smiley, that's what I heard. She's like, if I can find it, we'll play it. but it's taken down for now. That's very sus, in my opinion. Very, very sus. Molly played it. Maybe you and later get it from her channel. Yes, because there's a lot of content on Molly's channel, so it would be hard for me to find it. Guy said he was going to try to get Dre on his live. Oh, please. Why would he want to come on her live? That might be why it was taken down. A lot of people were probably trying to get a hold of him because there's two sides to every story. And there's probably a lot of people trying to get a hold of him. And she put it out there. She's the one who told her side of the story. So it's only fair that he should be able to tell his side of the story. But why does Dr. Dan sound familiar? Let me look him up. Is he like a social media he just sounds familiar. What is that video on one of the groups, Sparkle or Goose? If they're in one of the groups, maybe it's because I'm not in one of the groups. That's the only thing I can think of. That could be why. But anyway, to substitute that, I'm going to show you guys something else. We went over this before, but there's a couple things that I want to go over on this because I think that it very much shows Dre, her personality, who she is as a person, why she's done the things that she's done. I was informed of your class in beauty from YouTubers. You're cool with Molly and Justin, so definitely wanted to check you out. And oh my God, she was so enamored with him. Wow. Was she? And you know what? I'm looking up Dr. Dan right now. He looks like he's a very famous YouTuber too, right? Or is he just on Facebook? Maybe I'm looking up the wrong one. Maybe I'm not in that group anymore, huh? I'm not sure. I don't know why I wouldn't be. Okay, hold on, Goose. I'll check. Thank you guys for being so sweet. I love you guys. You guys put me in a good mood. Not that I was in a bad mood, but you know how when just watching people get hurt, it hurts you, you know? And it is so sad to watch people get hurt and be slandered and talked about. And you guys, when I come on here, you guys always make my day. So thank you for that. Thank you for being so amazing, all of you guys. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let me try again. Okay, it says the page you requested cannot be displayed right now. It may be temporarily unavailable. The link you clicked on may be broken or expired, or you may not have permission to view this page. I'm thinking that, hold on, let me check. Which I don't know why, if I was removed from there, I don't know why I would be. Because I've never done anything. So let me check. What is it called? Exposing Dre Mccray? Hold on. When I press on it, Goose, when I press on it, it literally just takes me to Facebook. That's weird. my chiropractor. I'm thinking that it might be the group, which I've never done anything, so I don't know why I wouldn't be in the group anymore. That's okay. I'll try to figure it out tomorrow. I don't know why it's not working. But my guess is it's the group. Because as I look, exposing Dre Mccray, for some reason I'm no longer in this group. For whatever reason. I'm still in Justice for Vaughn, but not the other group. Okay, send me the link to Justin's live and I will search through it. If you know the live that it was on, if anybody does, then I will search through Justice for All and I could play it that way. If anybody knows which video it was, because I know that I realize they have a lot of content about Dre. So if anybody can tell me what video it is, Goose. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, Justin played it on his live, so hold on one second. Okay. I'll do it that way then. Okay. Okay. I think Goose is gonna play it. I just sent her the link. A month ago, Joby? Huh. That long ago? How come I didn't see that one, I wonder? Seriously, this woman's now in debt and crying and they think it's a laughing matter. Right? It's all I can do is, especially with, without a crystal ball, in my opinion, I think with her, I've already said that she's only going to get worse because when you're jealous, that, like I said, jealousy is a very powerful emotion. When you get jealous of somebody, especially with somebody like without a crystal ball, okay, Goose, she's just that type that doesn't know how to let things go. And the more she sees Molly Golightly, the more she sees Justin and, a bond that they've built with the family, which that bond without a crystal ball is 100% incapable of ever building a bond with anyone. Okay. It would never have worked because she's too cold-hearted. And I don't get those vibes from Molly or Justin. They're able to build that bond with the family. And I think that really annoys her and it makes her jealous because she's completely incapable of building any kind of relationship with anyone, like, okay, maybe her husband. What's on my shirt? Something. Sorry, guys. Maybe with her husband and whatever. But I think she is just that type of person who she looked at this as her case. She looked at this as, this is going to be my case. I'm going to be the one reporting on it. I'm going to be close to the family. But here's the thing. She would never have built that type of bond, even if she was still talking with the family. She would never have been able to build the bond with Miss Letitia, Miss Juanette, and Marvin Sr. and Ms. Letitia's husband, there's just no way she would have been able to build that bond with them because she doesn't know how to. I don't know if she has like some kind of social problem. She just doesn't seem like the type that can build bonds. You know what I mean? Hey, Jeff.
Hey, girl.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. You want to see?
Yes. We're just talking about how mamas know best. They always know best.
That's right.
And somebody in the comment section said, is that me?
Sorry.
Okay. No, that's okay. Somebody in the comment section said that she was actually very smitten with Dr. Dan.
Oh, she was very smitten
Okay.
with Dr. Dan until something changed.
Mhm.
But you could feel the sexual tension between the two.
Really? That's what we
Cut it
want.
with a knife, girl. Cut it with a knife.
That's what we want to see. We want to see, we hear her story, but he has a story too, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Back to the stream. Oh, that's so cool. I've never done this before.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this, Justin.
No problem. You tell me whenever you want it to stop or whatever, and then
Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Hey guys. Okay, so
Oh, hold on.
I wanted to come on live. I had talked about
Hold
doing
on.
this.
What am I doing now? Why is it not playing?
While do have quite a different
Well, hold on 1 second.
health
I might have to.
issues and
Okay.
1 second.
He is a good-looking guy.
Yeah. He is a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Oh, bear with me.
It's okay. Take your time.
Dr. Dan.
Is he like a famous doctor or something?
Nope.
No?
I think he lost his license, actually.
Oh. I wonder why.
The girl we're talking about.
Oh, she was responsible for that.
Well, she definitely helped in my yes, I think so. I'm not
Wow.
saying that's all the reason, but it is
Mhm.
some of the reasons. Okay.
Holy crap, I didn't know it was that serious. Okay.
Yeah, I can show you the paperwork.
Okay.
hey guys. Okay, so I wanted to come on live. I had talked about doing this for a while. You guys know I'm kind of into more natural things, natural healing, not very big on Western medication. And I do have quite a few different health issues. And I recently started seeing a chiropractor and was kind of, oh, this is Dr. Dan, I'm sorry.
It's all right, that's cool. You don't have to introduce me anytime soon.
Am I on my Facebook page, Slay with Jerry Mccray? You guys just let me know. Let me know if I'm live there, because I'm kind of out of it right now. And I'm going to be honest, I just started my period, just being honest. So I have full-blown fibromyalgia, arthritis, headache. It's just, I'm very weak and, okay, yeah, for sure I'm on Slay now. Yeah. But anyways, before I started coming, I just thought, chiropractors, they just crack your bones. I was very ignorant to what they do. And I thought like, oh my gosh, let me tell people so that maybe it can educate. Oh, Gloria, she's like, Dr. Dan.
Hi, Gloria.
And then Ashley, she's like, well, he's good looking.
I like it. We should have done this a long time ago. My ego's is being nurtured. I like this.
Okay. So a lot of people were having some questions and, can you pull up Facebook so maybe I can look at the questions? Okay, so I wanted to, if you guys want to share this video as well, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. So a lot of people were asking, as a chiropractor, can you help with anxiety and depression?
Absolutely. I mean, as chiropractors, our scope of practice is huge. Most people do come in for the bone cracking, or pain, but really what we're dealing with is the nervous system, right? So it controls everything in the body, from smallest muscles to the largest organs and all the systems. So when we manipulate the spine, which houses the
Look at
nervous
that.
system, is this too technical?
No, it's just someone says my back is hurting all of a sudden.
Look at how she's acting, you guys.
You have to mind.
God.
Don't mind.
No,
Mikey.
I love your fans. That's amazing.
Slay. S-L-A-Y.
So when we adjust the spine, we're generally affecting obviously the nervous system. So, what controls depression or anxiety, their exact opposites is the nervous system. So when we balance it, that immediately balances the body. Plus, if we are treating pain, pain causes anxiety and pain causes depression, depending on where the imbalance is. So just by addressing the spine, we can affect that directly. Of course, if the person needs a little bit more care, then we go into diet, things of that nature. But generally, the adjustment does it.
Right. And a lot of people were having concerns that once you start, and you guys stay for the end of this video because he will be adjusting me on live. So you'll get to see how
Look
he
at that.
does. And he does energy work too. So you guys, just
Right.
we're going to be
So
talking.
good.
He's going to be talking, educating. I'm still very new to this. But a lot of people were asking, once you start getting adjusted, do you have to keep going? Like now your body's dependent on it, or you can get adjusted and then you're good?
So your body's not dependent on it, but you realize how beneficial it is for you, right? So I mean, you can stop. It's not one of those things where it's an addiction or it's a habitual thing. Once you start to feel great, then you always want to, feel great. So it's kind of like if you exercise and you feel fantastic,
right,
then obviously you're going to continue to exercise. But
right,
physically, no, you don't have the need that you need to get adjusted all the time.
right,
Yeah,
right. Like like an addiction, like it's supposed to. That makes So someone's asking, can you help with MS pain?
Yes, we can help with any pain. Now, MS, obviously, it's a little bit more complicated. It's a systemic issue. But yes, 100%. Again, I won't go into the details because with that, we'll also include other therapies other than chiropractic for MS. But yes, we have treated people with MS successfully too, yes.
People also asked about bulging discs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's very, very common, depending on what region and how much they're bulging. We would obviously dictate the treatment, and it's very individualistic, right? Everybody, you can have a bulging disc and your body reacts differently than somebody else or what have you. That's very, very common. That's one of the things that we obviously treat very commonly.
You guys, he's married, and y'all need to stop. Oh my gosh. They were like, can he go topless with oil? Oh my gosh.
So that's for our evening session.
No, because they know I come here in the evenings.
That's right. Yeah, it might cost a bit extra.
Inappropriate, both of them.
Okay, Gloria. She's seen you before, but what have you said?
Sciatica. Mm-hmm. What about it? That's also that's also a disc bulge issue in the low back, sometimes multiple regions. Yes, we do that all the time. Chiropractic in conjunction with traction, our favorite table. We can resolve sciatica completely.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. You would not even believe what they are saying. Guys, this is supposed to teach you. What are you doing, PG?
Why
know yourself?
I can't read it from here. That's good. Continue.
I'll be right back. Let me go fall down the stairs real quick.
You don't have to be hurt to come see me. We can just make you more well. But no, on a serious note, you don't have to have pain or get in a car accident or throw yourself downstairs.
Right. And can you adjust women that are pregnant?
Yes. Yeah, we have plenty of, actually it's very important too, but
I don't think so.
Patients that are pregnant during pregnancy and post-pregnancy, very important, but it's good for the baby, reduces the incidence of breech. The baby really gets all the endorphins that are released during the adjustment. But happy baby, happy mom. So it's very, very important. It reduces the delivery time. Probably on average, delivery time is if everything goes well, it's 2 to 3 hours rather than an all-day thing. Because it also balances your hormones, opens up the pelvis, helps with contractions, all that stuff. Yes.
Y'all should be ashamed. Yes, you are, Tracy. She says, we are a bunch of horn dogs. Yes, you are. I cannot believe
Oh
you guys.
my God.
Just kidding.
We should have done this a long time ago. I'm really oh, Lordy.
Your wife needs to be like me and just stand in the back.
She's going to find this hilarious.
Really?
Probably.
Wow.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, I would cut every single person.
You'd lose a lot of fans that way.
Oh, I
You know what? You should
I
just
don't
hurt them enough for me to fix them, and then we can have a little business going.
Okay, and what about babies? Can you adjust babies?
Oh, yes. I love adjusting babies. Obviously, we adjust babies differently. It's a very, very gentle manipulation, but it really does help with colic. We also do a little organ massage when they're 2-3 days old. Helps them poop and eliminate regularly. Upper cervical adjustments, so up in the neck. Birth is a trauma for the baby and the mom. So when we manipulate things back into place, it is.
I never thought
it's a beautiful trauma, but it is a trauma. The babies latch on better during breastfeeding. They're less colicky. They sleep better. They hit all their developmental stages better. So yeah, I love adjusting babies, and they love it too. They actually really love it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And now, what? Like for me, whenever I first started coming, and I just want to put this out there, I was in much worse shape after I was first adjusted by Dr. Dan. Can you explain why that would happen?
Well, it depends on obviously the individual and how many areas we're treating. So you had a lot of systemic issues.
What are systemic issues?
So internal issues that that obviously had to do with your pain, right? So each spinal region that you had pain in also had correlated organs that were not functioning optimally. Okay, like for instance, your headaches is your upper cervical, so your upper neck. Digestive issues would be low back and things of that nature. So there was a lot that you were dealing with. So when we put the body in balance and we manipulate and we address so many areas at once, your body goes through a real physical detox. It goes through a neurologic detox.
Yes.
Goes through an energy balance. So it's overwhelming, but it's important.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why you went through that.
Right.
It's typical, but the intensity depends on the person, right?
Right. So just don't be afraid if you do see a chiropractor, because what they're doing, and you get like more blood flow, you're opening these channels that maybe have been stuck before, right? Like, so I was in so much pain, but it's because I knew I was detoxing like a lot of these toxins, and that's why you have to drink a lot of water after your appointments, correct? To flush it.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yes, you guys. Also, if you want to do me a favor, if you touch on the screen, the description's gonna pop up. Make sure you like my page, follow. But his Facebook page is also tagged. He only has like 1,700 likes, so let's get him up there. And
You laugh at me.
and so all the information.
I thought that was a lot.
If you live in Yuma and you go to his, click on the Facebook page, all of his information, they have a lot of specials. So you can make an appointment with him and it'll give you the number, the address, all of that. So, oh yes. I remember when I came also, I was very anxious. I think the earlier I walked out of the office because I was freaking out. There was too many people and I felt like I couldn't protect myself. See, for me, I absorb people's energies big time. And there was too many people and I was taking it all in. I literally walked out. They allowed me to come back later. So you can help with people's energy, and what energy work do you do?
Again, that's very individualistic. I combine a lot of different energy modalities. I mean, Reiki is probably one of them. That's like the easiest one to explain. The other one is a lot of intuitive healing. So not only physically by touching can I feel what the restrictions are, but I can feel somebody's energy blockage, or just by being closer to them, if they're in a state of anxiety or depression. So the body, there's certain areas that are, let's say, anxious, so heightened pain, or there's certain areas that are depressed where
What
they're
the
getting numbness
hell?
or pain. So Depending on
What?
I'm feeling,
Face.
I
Look at her
either
face.
Yes.
stimulate the area.
She's
I
very
either stimulate the area that needs to be with a manipulation, some energy
attracted
work,
to him.
a lot of, like I said, intuitive healing. So
Oh,
really
she's
imagine
swooning.
a lot of my transference of positive
Right,
energy and
I
healing to
agree.
that area. And you can feel it, right? Heat.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you can feel some vibration.
I feel you literally removing
Mhm.
energy. Like the other day when you put both of your hands
Oh
on
my
my ears, I
God.
felt a flow out of my ears.
And your ears turn really red.
My ear. Oh, they know. They know when they
Yeah.
watch my videos. Sometimes my ears get really weird or like really red. And it was the other day. So do you adjust ears? And what is the benefit of that?
Oh, I love ear adjustments. So
Ear
lot of benefits
adjustments?
for
What the
kids.
fuck?
I
What
love doing
in
kids.
the
For ear
hell?
infections, we can clear ear infections in 1 or 2 adjustments, rather than the kids get on antibiotics and they get chronic infections, tubes in their ears, blah blah. It helps reduce the fever immediately.
I've never
For
heard of
adults,
that. Ever.
vertigo, balance, headaches, nausea,
Me either.
ringing the ears. The ears are just one of the portals to the body, so you want to make sure that they're functioning correctly, like the eyes, nose, and what are you reading over there?
I cannot believe
He's touching her.
people.
It's a good thing.
They're like, yes, stimulate me.
Multiple
Oh
I was
my
trying to find
gosh.
another
See?
word and nothing would come to
Yeah.
mind. So I apologize, set that one up. But yeah, ears are, and it feels great. It immediately releases pressure. Sometimes if you have an infection, it'll drain, which is disgusting.
Sorry.
Healthy.
It's not soundboard.
So yeah, ears are a very, very important part of the body.
What have you noticed about my
Hi, Miss
energy?
Letitia.
So your
Miss
energy.
Letitia, we gave her your links
I've been
and
doing this for
stuff
a
the
long
other
time.
day.
So some people would
Thank
describe
you,
it maybe as
Justin.
heavy.
And where's Molly?
Because you're very sensitive, so you're absorbing a lot of the energy and you tend to take it in instead of releasing it right away, so then that weighs you down, and then it'll manifest either in a depressed state, so like lack of energy, being lethargic, or a heightened anxiety state. Either one is very heavy and people can sense that. So with you were up and down. Sometimes you're up here, sometimes you were lower, but I just kind of had to find I remember when I first met you, I came in really loud and full of energy, and you looked at me, you're like, which immediately I had to respond, because if I'm always here, so I really had to kind of figure out, where are you that day? And the next day you came in, you were a little bit higher, so I have to come in here.
Yeah.
So with you, what I noticed is you fluctuate, but you're starting to really balance out and figure things out, because you're learning to kind of let go and not hold.
She's just loving this.
Other people's energy is their energy, yours is yours.
Right.
And you have a very good intuitive energy, very hypersensitive, so you have to learn how to harness that.
Right. I feel like I'm slowly starting to learn, and which is why I have not been live. And I apologize, guys. I do want to go live for Foodie Friday. So maybe, possibly, I just feel like because I'm on this journey of self-healing, I haven't been doing as many makeup videos because I'm so nervous, because I'm seeing, chiropractor and an acupuncturist, and I feel like we are getting to the root of all and the source of all my pain. So I'm in a very vulnerable place right now. I'm gonna cry.
It's okay. Remember, that's good purging.
And they all know. They know I cry all the time with them, and it could be happy, sad, doesn't matter. I cry. Yeah. But I just feel like I'm in such a vulnerable place right now, and I'm kind of so scared of letting other people affect me while I'm shedding these walls, Okay, let's go, Dre. Release. He can adjust me any day, girl. Bye. How do I open it?
It's a lot more fun than I thought.
Sorry. I had made a post asking a question, so I'm going to go, and I'm still reading these. I've heard getting adjusted helps with draining sinuses and pressure. Oh, we just answered that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I have 3 dislocated ribs. I have been seeing my chiropractor now for 9 months. Is this normal? Just seems like a long time.
So ribs are very tricky, right? Because they move all the time.
You tell me when you want to stop it.
So it would be hard for me to tell if it's
a couple more minutes.
too long of a time, because I don't know how badly are they dislocated, what part of the rib cage that matters, and then what kind of adjustments or treatments are being done, and then what other things
It really
pressure
does,
are being
Jill.
done to allow that area to heal so that the ribs don't constantly go out of place. But what I do know is if they're not treated properly or soon enough, when they go out of place, they kind of tend to keep slipping out. So it's kind of
Look
hard
at that
to answer
shit.
that, but 9 months is a long time.
That is a long
If
time.
there's an improvement and you're moving forward, that's great. If you're stagnant and it's been 9 months, probably need to change up the.
She can't even hide it.
Yeah.
You can't
You
even.
are so
Like
you
that
guys are
mouth,
so
you know, when
sweet. Like you're
it's
literally
almost
making me
about to
cry.
smile at all times.
Right.
Oh, my eyeliner.
You know what? I know a great makeup artist who can fix that.
Yeah. Can I show you? She is amazing, dude. I have inspo. She's an artist as well, but like on paper, she used to do face paintings. But she's incredible, and I have an idea for Wacky Wednesday. But someone was asking if you do gynecology work. Shame on you. Shame. Shame.
She only had to
I need
read.
adjustments to my lower extremities. Gwen, go to the corner. Go to the corner. Lock yourself in the room, girl.
I didn't know that you had like 4,000 comedians in your
No, they're
followers.
They're really they're amazing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Really enjoying it.
Okay, so I'm in a lot of pain. Like I said, I just started my period, which is insane. Let me put this out there because you guys know I have PMDD. So before I start my period, it's extreme anger, and the next day extreme sadness, and then extreme like, oh gosh, I'll go into feeling like I have no purpose on this earth, like I'm so worthless, like it's just so left and right until I finally start. I have not had that, and I'm crying because it's been years since I've never had, I feel like I finally have some relief, and
Teaya.
I didn't experience that. Like I had some anxiety and I was very vulnerable, but I mean, you help balance hormones as well, correct?
Lord Jesus, help us all.
That's insane. What about how can you help people with fibromyalgia? They're asking. Well, I have it, and he's helped me.
So fibromyalgia, again, it's another one of those systemic things where just the adjustment itself, tissue work, probably would do some, dietary adjustments. That's kind of some things that are inflammatory.
Right.
But really, just the adjustments themselves, you'll see a big difference. And we'll kind of look at also, activities.
Hey Tia, can you put your email in private chat?
So we hit it from all
Okay.
angles.
I'm gonna send you some documents about him.
And I feel like so much better now with my fibro. I'm in a fibro flare-up, arthritic flare-up. I have a headache, but it's also because I started my period. So everything. Sorry, I'm just really open with them. So we're gonna go ahead and get to the adjustment. If you guys wanted to share
my
this
nickname as a
video
kid.
and make sure you guys like his
Chopper.
Facebook page as well.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm
That's
probably
so
gonna have
funny.
to take you guys.
I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I thought of Chopper. I have no
I
idea.
should have known better, but I was super busy.
Is there anything in this part, Justin, that you think we should see?
I ain't watched the whole thing, to be honest with you, because I couldn't stomach the.
Okay, so here
I
is
wanted-
the bed.
Yes,
Okay.
see the way he touches her.
I haven't watched all this part, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I think I seen the part where she laid down, but that was it.
Head face up.
Can you tell them what you're gonna do and what you're doing?
Oh, I will, yeah. I'll try to. So, I always like to start with the neck, because that's usually what makes people the most nervous, but the neck is called the arc of life for a reason. So when we start with the neck, it really starts to allow the body to ease in to relaxation and balances the energy, especially the upper cervicals, where the brain communicates with the body. So a lot of chiropractors like face down and stuff. I really like to just kind of get the body right into the movement. Breathe. So we get a lot of this. So we have to read the body. Let it go. Oh, beautiful. Breathe.
I've been to.
Good.
That looks like it hurts.
That feels so good.
Good. So
You know, there's people that get paralyzed from this every single year because chiropractors aren't really medicine.
Right.
We're gonna do a little bit of pressure points.
They
Why
have
don't-
they have a doctor on YouTube that does only this, where he
So
does something with
again,
somebody's back. It's
pressure points
crazy.
for the
It's just
headaches,
crazy
but
to
also
watch.
energetically, we have a lot of energy blockage that happens in the skull. So we can release a lot of
That's
things.
for
The pineal
vertigo
gland is
treatment.
very, very important. So we apply
Just
pressure.
healing her energy.
It doesn't feel great, but as she
I've
improves,
never
she
heard of a
starts to heal.
chiropractor talking about energy.
It's
Breathe.
just a
So I really
thing.
try to kind of sense what my limit is with her for
What the
today. Because
hell?
some days
She's
I can go
making noises.
harder, other days I really gotta be cognizant of the fact that she's a little bit hypersensitive. Plus, I don't want her to dig those nails into my eyes, so you gotta be nice.
Thank
Here's
you,
the sun a little
Justin.
bit red.
You're
Put
welcome.
it in the right spots.
You're such a sweetheart.
The
Oh, no
most tender spot,
problem.
especially for
It's
So glad I got to finally meet you. I'm happy about that.
oh, good.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's as you can tell there was clearly something.
Have you ever tried to reach out to him?
No, he will talk though a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. Not very deeply, but he will talk.
I would like to hear his side of the story. If she
I've
can
got
come up.
some text from him.
Oh, really? And
From some of my team members reaching out to him.
he probably denies everything she says, right?
He just says something to the effect of I hope she gets help or something like that, something to that effect. He doesn't really, he's very neutral. It's very kosher.
He has to be careful with what he says.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just sent you some stuff, so you
And
can
I'm
look at that.
definitely going to pull those up. So this is the court records of.
This is the court records. Well, yeah, of I think where he lost his license.
Where he lost his license.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're so awesome. What time is it where you're at?
2:46 a.m.
Okay, so you're in the same time zone as me.
Yeah, going to bed.
Okay, thank you, Justin, so much.
You're welcome. Good night.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank
See y'all
you.
later. You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I freaking love him. Like, he's so awesome. I just adore him. Like, I don't know what it is about him, but I get a good vibe off him. Good vibes. And I don't get good vibes from everyone, you guys. Like, I don't, because I'm an empath. So when I meet somebody and I'm around somebody, more when I'm around somebody, but I feed off of other people's energies. Lord, now I sound like Dre, but I do. I'm telling the truth. I really do feed off. Like, I can't be in really big crowds because it's too much. Like, so Justin is just, he seems fair. He is highly intelligent. And I'm sorry, but I love gay people. I just do. I just do. Like my friend Robbie, that's my boy. I wish I had more gay friends because I just connect more with gay people. I just do. And it's just, I don't know what it is. I just feel like no matter where I go, when I meet someone who is gay, they have the best energy. They're not afraid to tell you what's up. Sometimes, like if I go somewhere, like me and my friend went to a gay bar one time, they all walked up to me. Oh my God. Like they're so Like, they give you so many compliments. To me, I just think that gay people are happy. They're just happier than the average person. I don't fucking know. I just do. But let's pull this up because Justin sent these to me. Thank you again, Justin. I really appreciate you. Thank you all. We do feed off each other's energy. That is true. I'm just not sure about the adjusting. There's no reason why that man would have to touch her ears. Sorry. Nobody's touching my ears. That's just weird. That's what it is. Two skull, they're very real. Like, my one gay friend, his name is Solomon. If he don't like my hair, he'll tell me. He will straight up say, nope, don't like it, don't like that color. And he rarely says it, but he'll always tell me the truth. He doesn't like it when I wear pink lipstick. He's a makeup artist too. So when I wear pink lipstick, he'll say, nope, not working for you, not working for you. Like, he just honest all the time. But I just feel like I vibe more with gay people. I don't know what it is. I just think that more people should be like gay people. That's just my opinion. I just got in here. I'm gay. I just love gay people. That's all. Both. Women, well, I talk to more gay men, but women too. More women flirt with me though. Like, they don't want to be just friends with me. So I'm just keeping it real. When I meet a gay woman, they don't want to be just friends. So not all. Hold on. Not all gays are the same, or at least not where I live. But many are great like that. I just think that every gay person that I've came across have the most positive energy. They just do. That's just my opinion. Of course, not all gay people are the same. I haven't met every gay person. I'm just saying the gay people that I've ever encountered are very honest, very complimentary, and just have the best energy, very positive. And that's what I like to surround myself with. Thank you, Aaron. Yes, they do ear adjustments. My niece had that done from tubes as a baby. It did damage? Wow. We got some haters in South Cali, I bet. So I guess I am talking more about gay men, but that's just my preference. That's all. Who asked? These lashes are by, I will do a makeup video this weekend. These are by I don't know. This is what it looks like. You can take a screenshot for it. They don't work for everybody, though. Just saying. Those are the type of lashes that I like. But the company, Shining Star, that's what it's called. I get it from a beauty store down the street from me. Okay, let's pull this up real quick and look at this, and then we'll end this because I didn't want to keep you guys this long, but it always happens this way. I can't help it. Let's share the screen. Okay. What? Oh, I know why it's still not on. Okay. So this is the court records. I don't know. Well, there's a lot of last names on here. Let me see. Let me make sure that there's no addresses. It doesn't look like there's any addresses. If there is, then I'll have to bring this up tomorrow. Hold on. I think there is an address on here. I just don't want to dox anybody. I will send it to Goose. Hold on. Just in case. Because that's one thing that we do not, like, I just always have to be careful with that. Then again, I don't have to show it, really. I can just read it to you guys. I'm a hot mess right now. That video was so disrespectful, in my opinion. I will forward this to. Yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and read it. But I will still send you this. And you got a long email name, Goose. Okay, so I'm going to read this real quick because I do think this is interesting. So this doctor, Dr. Dan, actually lost his license. That's what Justin said. He lost his license. And I'm going to read to you the court proceedings on that, which is just horrible. Like, I seriously want to hear his side of the story. I feel everybody has a side of the story, and we had to hear Dre's side of the story. So why shouldn't he be able to tell his, right? So it says the State of Arizona Board of Chiropractic Examiners held a formal administrative hearing on Friday, February 25th, 2022 at 1 p.m. in the matter of Dr. Dan, and then his attorney appeared on behalf of the state of Arizona. Some lady named Monique appeared as independent advice counsel for the board. The respondent was present and not represented by counsel. Following the presentation of the state's case in chief, the board moved to adopt the following findings of fact, conclusions of law, in order for revocation of license. Okay. Findings of facts. Number 1, the Arizona State Board of Chiropractic Examiners is the duly constituted agency for licensing and regulating of the practice of chiropractic in the state of Arizona and has jurisdiction over respondent as a license of board in the subject matter pursuant to HARASS 32-900. Respondent, which is number 2, is the holder of the license number, which allows respondent to practice as a chiropractor in the state of Arizona. Complaint, which the complaint of 2017. On March 12, 2019, the board and the respondent entered into disciplinary consent agreement for probation. This consent agreement was the result of the respondent surrendering his chiropractic license in California on March 21st, 2017, after multiple citations were issued against that license between 2009 and 2015, as well as a self-report to the board on January 23rd, 2019, that the respondent had been arrested and charged with a DUI in January of 2018. The items of the probationary agreement require the respondent during a period of 5 years to enter into an agreement with the board-approved monitor, abstain from alcohol, submit a random drug and alcohol screening, reimbursement of the board's investigative cost, successfully take and pass the ethics and jurisprudence exams, complete 24 hours of continuing education, and to renew timely each year during the period of probation. The consent agreement also stated that failure to comply with the consent agreement could result in further action, including revocation of license. At the board's October 30th, 2019 meeting, the respondent admitted to the board during the review of another complaint against him that he was not in compliance with his consent agreement in the matter of 2017. Staff then confirmed the following. A, the board had not received documentation with evidence compliance with the requirement that the respondent have a board-approved monitor during the time of his probation. During the discussion of a new complaint, it was alleged and the evidence showed that the respondent had not been abstaining from alcohol. Respondent had not produced documentation that he held enrolled in the board-approved random alcohol and drug screening program. D, the board had not received proof of successful completion and passing of the ethics and jurisprudence exams within 6 months of the effective date of the consent agreement. Wow. At its June 24, 2020 meeting, the board held a formal interview for Consolidated Matters 2017. The respondent was not present at the meeting. Therefore, the board voted the matters to a formal hearing. Complaint 2020. On July 11, 2019, the board issued respondent a subpoena requiring a response within 10 days after the receipt. Respondent did not respond until October 2019. The subpoena was in response to a complaint filed on behalf of ML, an employee of the respondent, who alleged that the respondent committed multiple actionable violations of the board statute and rule. On October 30th, 2019, the board conducted an initial review in case number 2020. Respondent was present before the board via telephone. Complaint ML, an employee of the respondent, alleged that on or about May 30th, the respondent engaged in inappropriate and unprofessional conduct and sexual harassment by asking her to have sex with him and making unwanted skin-on-skin physical contact near her genitalia and on her buttocks while in a hotel room for treatment that the respondent offered to perform on ML. ML also alleged the respondent was intoxicated during his encounter. Okay, so he's had a complaint about this before. The board investigation included obtaining surveillance video of the respondent consuming a beverage at the bar in the hotel where the alleged unprofessional behavior was reported to have occurred. Complaint submitted text messages, exchanges reportedly between herself and respondent and between herself and respondent's wife, who was also the office manager, purporting to the sexual misconduct and intoxication. After discussion and deliberation during the October 30th, 2019 meeting, the board voted to forward the case to the formal interview and to add all allegations of failure to timely comply with board subpoena and failure to comply with a board order, respondent denied the allegations of unprofessional conduct, sexual harassment, and drinking alcohol, but admitted to untimely responding to a board subpoena and being non-compliant with the terms and conditions of probation. At its June 24, 2020 meeting, the board held a formal interview for Consolidated Matters 2017-2020. The respondent was not present at the meeting, and therefore the board voted the matters to a formal hearing. So are you guys listening to this? It seems as though he's been through this before. Holy crap, there's 6 pages here. No, never mind. Oh, for goodness sakes. They can never just be quiet. Okay. Oh, stop it. Okay. The board possesses jurisdiction over the subject matter and over respondent pursuant to HARASS. The conduct and circumstances described in the above findings of fact constitutes grounds for disciplinary action pursuant to HARASS, which is habitual use of alcohol, narcotics, or stimulants to the extent of incapacitating the license for the performance of professional duties. The conduct and circumstances described in the above findings of fact constitute grounds for discipline pursuant to HARASS, unprofessional or dishonorable conduct of character likely to deceive or defraud the public or tending to discredit the profession as it relates to AAC, suggesting or having S contact as defined in HARASS in the course of patient treatment or within 3 months of the last chiropractor examination, treatment, or consultation with an individual whom consensual S relationship did not exist prior to a chiropractor-patient relationship being established. The conduct and circumstances described in the above findings of fact constitute grounds for discipline pursuant to HARASS, unprofessional or dishonorable conduct of a character likely to deceive or defraud the public or tending to discredit the profession as it relates to AAC, failing to timely comply with board subpoena pursuant to HARASS that authorizes board personnel to have access to any document, report, or recorded maintained by the chiropractic physician relating to the chiropractor physician's practice or professional activities. Wow. So that's just, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. So, number 5, the conduct and circumstances described in the above findings of fact constitute grounds for discipline pursuant to HARASS. Any conduct or practice contrary to recognized standards in chiropractic or any conduct or practice that constitutes a danger to health, welfare, or safety of the patient or the public, or any conduct, practice, or condition that impairs the ability of the licensed to safely and skillfully practice chiropractic. The conduct and circumstances described in the above findings of fact constitutes grounds for discipline pursuant to HARASS, violating or attempting to violate, directly or indirectly, or assisting in or embedding the violation of or conspiring to violate any of the provisions of this chapter or any board order. So here's the order. Based upon the foregoing findings of fact and conclusion of law, it is hereby ordered that license number issued to respondent shall be revoked on the effective date of this order. The effective date of this order is the date which it is signed by the board's interim executive director on behalf of the board. Notice, in order to be eligible for judicial review pursuant to Title 12, Chapter 7, Article 6, you are required to exhaust your administrative remedies by filing a motion for rehearing or review of the board's decision within 35 days after these findings of fact. Conclusions of law and order are mailed to you. Where did I leave off? Are mailed to you at your last known address or 30 days after they are personally served upon you. Pursuant to HARASS, you are notified that failure to file a motion for rehearing or review in writing at the board's office by that date has the effect of prohibiting you from seeking judicial review of the board's decision. That's it, you guys. So I just wanted to read that to you guys because that's very interesting. So this is something that this chiropractor, I don't know if that person who filed that, I don't think that person is Dre, but she has obviously filed something on him, which doesn't obviously look good for him. So my thing is I would just like to get his side of the story, because just because that happened doesn't mean that he did that to Dre. However, it's more likely that he did that to Dre because it's happened before. But like I said, there's two sides to every story. So just to talk about the video, I know all of these words. I wish I was an attorney. I don't know all of it. All I know is his license is revoked for 2 complaints. 1, he's not supposed to drink. He got a DUI. That can't happen with doctors. Number 2, he SA'd somebody. Not S8, I'm sorry. I take that back. I withdraw that. I retract. Okay. He SH somebody. He sexually harassed a woman. And that's basically why he got his license taken away. A lot of legal stuff in there. He does have the option to appeal, and he had to, I think he only gets 30 days. I don't know what's happening with that, but hopefully, I don't know him. I don't know the whole story behind it. What I do know, if it's true and he has done that kind of stuff, well, obviously that's wrong and shame on him. And he doesn't deserve to be a chiropractor if that's the case. But I'm talking about with Dre and that video. The live stream that Dre did with him, to me, was very inappropriate. She was very flirty. It's very disrespectful, not only to Dre's husband, who is Vaughn, but it's very disrespectful to his wife to be reading out certain comments that flirted with him. Like even saying if he could be a gynecologist and do this and do that. She was obviously flirting with him through other people, meaning you didn't have to read those comments, but you read them to flirt with him, to let him know we all think you're attractive, including myself, because not thinking, well, could his wife be watching? That's very disrespectful. And is your husband, Dre, watching? That's very disrespectful, in my opinion. She couldn't hold in her smiles. So nobody knows what happened in the office with the two of them. All I will say is that whole audio was that whole video was very cringy. And I would never be disrespectful to any doctor if I was in that same position as Dre. He's a very attractive man, but at the same time, he's married, you're married, and you're reading flirty comments to him. Like, I can see you reading one comment saying, oh, they think you're cute, but then you leave it at that. That's flattering. But you're taking it all the way to the next level, reading, very inappropriate comments to him. And like I said, it's disrespectful to yourself. It's disrespectful to your husband. It's disrespectful to his wife. So obviously the way that she was acting doesn't constitute for him to have done that to her. That's her word. Those are her words against his. But in the same sense, if he has done this in the past, then it's more likely that he did do that to Dre. Unfortunately, that we have to keep it real and we have to tell the truth. And even though we know that Dre is a liar and she sensationalized things, in my opinion, there's always that chance that it could have happened, you know. But in my opinion, she was being very, very flirty with him. And reading those inappropriate messages just shows you how much respect, the lack of respect that she has for anybody, including her husband and including his wife. I wonder why Dr. Dan did not report concerns for Vaughn and the children. That is a good question, because that is a doctor's job to do. She read vulgar comments. Exactly. She was reading all these comments about, can you be my gynecologist and all this kind of stuff? That's inappropriate. You didn't have to. You chose to read those comments. And in my opinion, you chose to read those comments because it's more her way of flirting with him through other people. Like I said, he's an attractive man, but in that same sense, that doesn't mean that you have to act the way that you were acting. You were acting like a giddy high school girl. That's how you were acting, in my opinion. It's still strange that a patient would meet him at a motel with drinks. If any chiropractor asked me to a motel, that would be hard. Exactly. I agree with that. Like, this is something that needs to be very, very clear. And I know some people don't like to hear it because I feel like in our brain, we have been programmed to automatically believe the woman. We've been programmed that way, to automatically believe the woman when a woman makes these type of accusations. However, that's why I'm so happy when the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial was displayed publicly, because it shows sometimes women do lie. Not all the time, but sometimes they do. I'll never forget, this happened to my mom. Dated a police officer. Well, then he became a detective. He was a big part of my life for a very long time. And his son was the high school basketball star, football star, like tennis star. Like, he was a star in everything that he did. He's very successful now in his life. But anyway, there was a girl in college that accused him, and it was proven to be false because there was somebody else in the room. They had roommates. She put him through hell. They had to go to trial. And thankfully, somebody testified on his behalf because they were there. They seen it. And then she admitted to lying. She admitted it. But the point is that women don't always tell the truth. It is what it is. You know, it sucks to lie like that. But I think we're all programmed to believe that women tell the truth, and it's not always the case. Sometimes women lie, and we figure that out very publicly. We had to face that with the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial, because as much as we wanted to believe Amber, there was too much evidence and too many facts to back up that she was a liar, a bold-faced liar, in my opinion. So, and a woman can ruin a man's life because of that. So thank God, he was pretty much like my brother. I grew up with him, and every girl wanted him. And just because every girl wants a guy, that doesn't mean that a guy would never do that. But it was apparent she was lying. She ended up admitting she was lying. She just got mad because he didn't go as far with their relationship as she wanted to. They went to trial. Lots of money was spent. She ended up having to pay him a lot. So the point is that women do lie. So not all the time, but sometimes they do. That is very weird that you would meet your chiropractor at a hotel. That's just, I would never do it. But some people do questionable things. It is said Dr. Dan and his wife are swingers. Okay. So then that's very possible that obviously what Dre's saying is true. And I'm not saying she's not telling the truth. And it's obvious that he's had that happen in the past. But I will say that live video, she was flirty. So if she was flirting like that publicly, we don't know how she was flirting privately, right? I Googled Dr. Dan Spa, Yuma, Arizona, and the day spa pops up. I clicked on the tab services for chiropractor, and there is. So he is a chiropractor. Maybe he got his license back. Okay, I thought it was Vaughn because her face was kind of annoyed before she read the comments. Well, I don't know if Vaughn was there or not. That is actually a good question. If he was, I'm sorry. That's even more disrespectful to be reading comments like that and acting all giddy the way that she was. But he may or may not have been there. We don't know. Even if they ask you to swing, you say no and keep walking. That's true. How can the texting be 100%? I'm not saying it's not, but apps can be downloaded and can ask the same number of someone and text back and forth, all from one person. That's true. T nice. Right. I even asked. That would be red flag. So why go? It's confusing. I feel like there is more we don't know. I agree. I do think that that's just weird overall. I do wonder though if by her behavior towards him that he thought it was okay. That could be true because she was flirting with him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If she can flirt with him publicly, we don't know what happened behind closed doors. Or we can imagine what. Women certainly lie on men. That's proven fact. Yep. Maybe in another state. You said Yuma, sorry. Yuma, Arizona. Yeah, not appropriate, but if consensual, some play that card for whatever crazy reason, but not right. Both married, but there is a code of ethics. Yet to me, if it's consensual, right? His wife works in the office. In my opinion, it was a side flirting going on until he rejected giving her meds, so she flipped the script on him. I don't know. Can a chiropractor give out meds? I didn't know that. Like, can they give out narcotics? Wasn't there a 911 call where she reported it and the officer didn't see any inappropriate text, but they counseled her that if she felt the need, she could turn him into a medical board. I don't know the whole story with it, Leslie. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, no offense, but I think swinging is nasty. Yep, it's not my cup of tea, but to each its own, I guess. That's true. I got calls from my own place. Yeah. No, he wasn't there. It was the lady. She showed the entire room. Yeah, I don't think he was there unless he was in the waiting room or whatever. Either way, it was just disrespectful. Yes, she could have been giving him the wrong impression. Then again, Dre knows what she is going. So there's that, right? She trapped her husband. Yes, she did. Body language is everything. Dre is the one who said they were swingers, though. Is that what she said? Oh, yeah, she did say that in that video we just watched. She did. I could see Dre flipping her face as soon as the camera went off. Yeah. Hi, Peggy. Oh, my God, just woke up. Coming in late. Will replay. Wanted to send thanks. Also, been trying to donate to Letitia. It's frozen anyway. Thank you for keeping it real. Total respect from me. Having trouble getting info to donate. Please help. Thank you so much, Peggy Cole. I appreciate your super chat. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. I don't know any information on that right now, but what I do know is that Molly and Justice for All went live. So if you want to go over there and watch that live, I'm pretty sure they give information about that. But I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that. but I don't know if it's frozen or not. I didn't get to watch Molly and Justin today. I'm going to go watch when this live stream is over. So if I were you, I would just go watch Molly or Justin's recent live stream, and I'm sure there'll be some information on there. But thank you so much, Peggy Cole. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. My ex-husband's chiropractor did, but he had a license. Mine does when you have your monthly review, but you see a nurse and they will prescribe them. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know chiropractors could prescribe like those things. If it's really long, I could always. Okay, I'm just reading that. Okay, so Miss Letitia had it paused, but I'm sure it'll be back when she decides to put it back. I don't blame her for wanting to pause it though, with the blatant, disgusting, defamatory things that's being spread. So I don't blame her for putting on pause, but I'm sure she'll put it back up. My ex-husband's chiropractor did, but he had a license. Mine does when you have your monthly review, but you see a nurse and they will prescribe them. Okay. Yes, some can prescribe. I was thinking that the script got flipped. Maybe. Yes, thank you so much, Peggy. You're so amazing. Yes, she showed police the text. The officer told her nothing was inappropriate. I have not seen that video. So if anybody finds it, please send them to me. Unless she said it on video I played and I missed it. Yes, Peggy is amazing. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I never thought JD was guilty, but you're right. They are both evil and vile. I don't know if he is or not. I just know by reading that he has a past of it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Dr. Dan is guilty of it with Dre. We all know that Dre is a liar, allegedly, in my opinion, but who knows? Who knows? And that sucks if she wasn't telling the truth. However, nobody should be able to get away with that. Only swinging I'm doing is at the park. That's so true, Latavia. The police read the text and said it looked like he was hitting on her. She asked him to stop texting, and he did. Oh. But I'm saying, why go through all that trouble? If he stopped texting her, why would you have to call the police and then file all of these things? Like, just move on. You know, if he made a pass at you, okay, maybe he got the wrong sign. I just feel like, why do all of that unless he did something horrible and crossed that line? I'm too jealous to share, but now two Roman gods want to pamper me. When you disrespect your husband in front of your viewers, what goes on behind the scenes? Right. You're right, Elizabeth. Yes, you can email me. There's my email. Thank you, Goose. Yes, she has it on pause. Justice for All says Letitia has her Cash App on pause. And I'm sure that she will be unpausing it. Like I said, people are giving her nothing but trouble. So I understand. Thank you so much, T Nice. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super sticker. Love you. Thank you. That means a lot. I'm sorry I just want to make sure I'm reading at least some of your comments. Thank you, Peggy Cole. Thank you for the $4.99. I love you, girl. I tried Molly. They did not follow through. Fought with Cash App all day. Yes, she put Justice for All. Just said she put it on pause, but I'm sure she'll be putting it back up. There's a lot of people causing a lot of stuff, like we all know, Katie Joy. Okay, Katie Paulson. She's starting a whole bunch of mess. So she probably wants to do that just to protect herself, because look at what she's doing. You know, Teaya, Justin has the police report logs where it says that. Okay, Sandy, thank you for telling me. That might depend on the state on whether they can give drugs. Here in Colorado, they are not allowed to give out meds. Yeah, I do know that some chiropractors are not allowed. They recommend you to a pain specialist, and then that they go from there. I honestly think it was because Dr. Dan was helping Vaughn have a voice in the relationship, and Dre hated that, in my opinion. That's good. That's good one, Goose. She probably did all that to keep him away from Vaughn. Yep. I agree with that 100%. Like, that definitely can be one of the factors for sure. But look at the way she punished Vaughn. Why wouldn't she do it to another man? Oh, she will. I don't know Molly's email, but KJ was causing issues with Miss Letitia's Cash App and refunds request. I know, Crystal. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. You wouldn't have to do it all. You wouldn't have to do all of that, but it was Dre. Because she wanted the dog away from Vaughn, and it was an opportunity to get back at Doc for planting seeds on Vaughn. She made a video explaining that she went through it for Vaughn's sake. Okay. That could be true. Teaya, thanks so much to you and your mods for a great live tonight. Love this channel. Give your baby big hugs. I will, Town. Thank you so much. Yes, they are sleeping now. Thank God. He worked at a med spa, so they could have had physicians on staff that wrote meds orders. That's true too. Dre is cray cray. So it was fine for her to flirt with people, but Vaughn couldn't even go to the store. He couldn't even go to Walmart without her with him. And then when he's not going, she's like, "Don't look at nobody. Don't look at nobody." I had to see a pain management specialist every month when I was getting medication prescribed for pain. Yeah, they're changing it and they're cracking down on it for real. But you're right, Tracy. Like, it was okay for her to do flirting, but of course, God forbid that Vaughn did it. I'm so disappointed the police didn't go in their home. I know. I'm in Colorado, like I said, they do at my doctor's office. Like, and I think it varies from state to state. I think some states do and some don't. So to remember Dre's crazy rules. She's got some rules, and he couldn't even go to the damn doctor's or to the nowhere by himself. But yet she can be in a chiropractor by herself with a chiropractor who is attractive, and she's reading inappropriate messages to him. And his wife worked in the office. That's disrespectful on so many levels. No matter what, I will say that, in my opinion. Okay, so it is now 3:30. I think this is a good time to end this live stream. We are the Insomniacs, though. We always have an amazing time. I'm glad I was able to get this conversation started and to just ultimately say that no matter the relationship that Vaughn and Miss Letitia had, I think obviously we seen how 2 weeks prior to him being in a coma, how happy he was. I've played that video a couple times on my channel. I have a playlist for Justice for Vaughn. You can check that out at any time. But I did play how he was going to reel him on in. You know, he was trying very hard, and his mother, Miss Letitia, was trying very hard too, so they can build their relationship back close. Regardless, Ms. Letitia was right. And it doesn't matter how old we are. I still get signs from my mother. You know, even from heaven, I get signs from her. And it doesn't matter how old we are, and us being parents ourselves, I always feel like our parents are always right. My mother has always been right about every person that that's ever came into my life, ever. And I think with Vaughn, he fell in love. And I think it was probably more lust in the beginning than love, but that's just my opinion. But I think he fell in love and he got married, and it was a certain way for a while, and then it became very toxic. And I think that Ms. Letitia and her opinion about Dre was very valid. It was necessary. And no matter how estranged you are from your child, you always share a bond, no matter what. And I think that bond Ms. Letitia has always had with her son, even when she didn't see him. She's always had a special bond with him, and she wouldn't be a good mother if she didn't tell him that. She wouldn't be a good mother. Only good mothers tell their children not only what they want to hear, but what they don't want to hear. Okay? You may not want to hear things, but us parents, we're always going to tell you. We're not here to be your friend. Okay? We're not here to be your friend. We are here to be your parents. We're here to guide you no matter what. We're here to guide you in the right direction. And that's what Ms. Letitia was trying to do. Her concerns as a mother was valid. And it shows what a great mom she was, and the bond that she had with her son, that she just had to tell him, look, I have some questions about this. This woman is older than you, but not only that, she probably wouldn't even had a problem with her being older, but she just got a divorce and she had 2 kids. Any mother would have been concerned. But once Vaughn said, look, this is the woman I love, you don't have a choice but to accept it. He was married to her. You don't have a choice. But at the end of the day, that's what a good mother does. They try to warn their children, just to warn them and say, look, I'm going to warn you. You're going to do whatever you want to do regardless, especially when they're adults. But I'm going to warn you because I love you and I care about you. And that's it. So at the end of the day, Miss Letitia was a great mother to Vaughn, and it was nothing against Dre. It was just how she felt. Here she has this young man who's just starting to live his life, just starting to find himself in life. He's in the military, and she wanted what was best for him, and she wanted him to live his life. She didn't want him to be with a woman and to have to worry about being a father so young when he didn't even have any kids of his own. Her concerns were genuine and valid, and that's why Mama is always right. It shouldn't have taken all this for Vaughn to be where he's at now, and I'm not saying that that's 100% Dre's fault, because none of us know. But what I will say is that it's very sad, because it just shows mommies are always right. We just know, you guys. We just do. We can look at somebody and tell if that's going to be right for our babies. We just do. It is what it is. So always remember that, no matter what age you are, and if you are blessed enough to have your parents here, always remember that moms are always right. They have a bond. We have a bond that we have with our children that is unbreakable, no matter how far away they are. I remember my mother was very clairvoyant. Whenever my brother, who lives all the way in California, whenever he was sick, my mom knew. She would call him up. One time, she was so worried about him. She hadn't talked to him for weeks. She called him up and he broke his leg. He's like, you must have some kind of psychic abilities, because I broke my leg and my mom was feeling sick because she hadn't talked to him. Moms are always right. They just are. So that's something to keep in mind. And I think the most important thing to understand is a mother and a son, a mother and a child, period. Their bond is unbreakable no matter what. Why do you think that some children, especially children who were adopted, later on in life are reunited with their biological parent? Or their biological parent somehow finds them in a way? Like, it's crazy the way that the bond between a mother and a child is unbreakable. She knew her son and she knew what was best for him, and unfortunately he didn't listen. However, most children don't. They just don't. We all have to learn the hard way. But, and I have many a times, continue to pray for Vaughn. Continue to pray for a miracle. Continue to pray that he gets better. Continue to pray for healing throughout his body, and that he comes out of this coma better than ever, and that he lives his life to the fullest. Just continue to pray for Miss Letitia, her family, Miss Wynette, Marvon Sr., and we're going to do this again all over tomorrow. If anyone has anything that they want to share with me, any information about KJ, Katie Paulson. If anyone has any information that they want to give me, you can send it to my email in my about section. Where else? That's it. All of my social media platforms are listed in my about section. Send anything relating to her being a cult-like leader, send it to me, okay? I'm all open for anybody who wants to send me any kind of audio, but we need to talk about this and continue to address this because she's just getting worse and she's making some very dangerous accusations and bringing up people's past and doing some really shady fucking shit. And we're going to talk about it, and people are going to vent, and people are going to give their opinion. So I love you guys. Thank you to all of you guys for being here. Special shout out to Justice for All for coming up on my panel and sharing that video with us. Like I said, I think he's an amazing, amazing person. Inside, awesome man. Thank you to my amazing mods, Goose, Sparkle, Llama Girl. I don't think she's here today, but all of my mods, Alberta. Thank you guys. You guys are all amazing. Thank you for helping me as much as you guys do. Thank you to all of you guys. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for being so supportive and for I think it's the biggest compliment that somebody can actually care about what you have to say. So thank you so much for supporting me and acknowledging my hard work. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Justice for All. You are amazing, and thank you so much for coming through tonight. I wanted to see that video, so thank you so much. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night. I'm going to go cook some French fries and salmon at 3:30 in the morning because that's what I do. And I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Get ready because it's going to be one of them live streams that people can vent. And if you don't want to come on panel, you don't have to, but I suggest if you want to let it all out, you can come up on panel. Love y'all. Deuces. Subscribe before you leave if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever. It's all interaction. Love y'all. Deuces.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold.